And Hillary. Bren did well just to smother the hand pass from Conlon. Spills out here to Curtis, who just fumbles it over the boundary line. Dangerous position there for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. At least they have an inside 50 in a dangerous position. They trail, though, 1 point to 20 on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. We've gone 16 minutes first term.
They're intent so far in the game. Myrtleford's been really, really good, and their contested work's been really good. But like any side that plays Albury, if you give them a bit of open space, they're going to eat you the other way. But around the footy, they've been really solid to start the game, the Saints.
That's the voice of Brad Freak on the boundary today for Waters. And then McPherson over it. Kelly goes in. Then players fight away for the ground level. Hayes is in there as well. And we're going to have another ball up. So the last time these two teams met was back in round 2, mid-April. And it was Albury by 58 points on that occasion. 10 goals at the Albury Sports Ground. Here's Bice to Unthank. And then back to Bice. Good running. And he wants to come through the heart of the ground. Now Garlett's out. Takes it. Swings around. Gets back onto that right. Puts a high ball going inside 50. Muller at the back. Young at the front. Young won the contest on that occasion. O'Hara goes off the ground. Heiner Hennessy picks it up and kicks a goal. So they get their fourth. So that's 26 playing 1 on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. In the opening term here at the McNamara Reserve, we're going 17 opening term on the McDonald's time clock. Let's go to Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks. What do you got for us, Dan?
Thanks, Lukey. Great finish there by Braden O'Hara, but they're just dominating this contest, Albury, aren't they? They're up to 13 inside 50s. They've had the 9 marks. You've got Braden O'Hara, he's touched the footy 5 times. Jakey Page, Riley Bice, and Elliot Powell have touched the footy 4 times respectively as well. They're just dominating this contest. Myrtleford, they've got inside their 54 times, but they're just yet to put any scoreboard pressure on.
Freaky, I think Levi Young did really well then against Isaac Muller, but it was just too many numbers at the wrong time.
Yeah, absolutely. Aubrey's doing really well today. They're getting all their forwards up the ground, so they've always got one out. In a previous play, they had Jacob Conlon one out in the goal square. Then they had Isaac Muller, so it's going to make it hard for any defender if you're going one-on-one against Muller or Conlon in the forward half.
And kicks like Riley Bice as well just opened up the play beautifully to find Garlett in the middle of the ground. So 4 goals to none. The Tigers have got all 4 here in this opening quarter. They are definitely on. There's a presence about them today. Well fisted there by Forrest up against Conlon. Looks like he's got that big job today. Heiner Hennessy. Not sure he really hand-passed that ball. It was a good tackle there from Damon Harrington. And we got a boundary throw-in. 70 around from Aubrey's goal. Broadcast side, as you can hear through our effects mic. We'll go around the grounds quickly. The Rovers 19 lead the Raiders 8. Yarrawonga 20 lead North Albury 8. Whistle here at the McNamara Reserve. Umpire Ash Broughton's found a free kick here to Riley Sharp, who's having a spell on the ruck, Lukey Francis.
Yeah, Riley Sharp with possession, Pantis. So the Saints on the half-back flank. Broadcast side at the river ends. Wants to go to centre wing. Brem went up, misjudged it. Byrne at the back. Did nicely, took the mark, then wants to go inboard, square and kick. Gets Spencer Jones. He's looking to come back broadcast side. 20 metres to Kelly by foot. Now, what's Ben doing? Oh, gee, he's going to get caught here. Gee, Winner Irving lined him up from behind, but just didn't quite get there in time. Kick gets away from Kelly, and the ball's gone out right to centre wing. Broadcast side here, Freaky. What are you seeing down there from ground level for Waters?
Yeah, Myrtleford's thrown a number behind the ball. It has been Jake Sharp, but it just looks like he's pushing up the ground at the moment. So for Ben Kelly there to go down the line, he had an outnumber of a Myrtleford player down there, so it's a bit hard just to bomb away. So Tigers will have to pick their way through the Myrtleford defence a little bit more.
Simon Curtis's wayward hand pass was intercepted by Oliver Hayes. So well done there from Riley Sharp. Just smothered the inboard kick from Elliot Powell. Desperation from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints and their captain. Riley Booker was surely grabbed high there from Heiner Hennessy. And Booker wins a free kick under a lot of pressure. Left half back, broadcast side. He likes something inboard. Sliding on hands and knees was Hourigan. Hand pass it to the running man Curtis. And they're on out on the far side here if it sits for young Sparks on debut. This is Tom Sparks, who goes really short to Winter Irving. Just too far out to score on a wet day. He's 55 from home. Comes inboard. This is Simon Curtis. He's a beautiful kick inside forward 50. Just over the head of Riccardi, who had Luke Daly up against him. Jake Page working hard. His hand pass was intercepted by Riccardi. Snaps back on goal. And it's been marked down there by Addison Bedendo. 15 metres out, slight angle.
Yeah, fantastic play there by Myrtleford. Last week we saw at the game against Lavington, in that area where Simon Curtis had the footy, they were bombing away into the top of the goal square. But this week they look like they're just trying to chip through a little bit more and just use different angles. And obviously it's going to give them better results. Have this shot a goal here by Addison Bedendo, and hopefully you can get Myrtleford's first goal on the board.
Captain the Thirds a couple of years ago, this young fella, and he's another emerging youngster. There's lots of them at the Myrtleford Alpine Saints in 2023, and he's missed what he probably should have kicked there. You can't afford to waste opportunities on days like today, Lukey Francis. So the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 2 behinds. Albury 4-2-26. It's a 24-point lead to the Tigers. First quarter action for A-grade oils and batteries. 21 gone, Macca's time clock.
Tigers about to clear defence here through McMenamin and go short to Parnell, and they go out wide here to Page, and then Page plays on left foot down the line here on the far side, and the ball has gone out now, and the umpire is going to take it. We'll go to you, Dan.
Just Jake Page, boys. He's up to the 6 touches as well this quarter. He's been really good and he's used the footy really well as well. Elliot Powell's had the 5 touches as well as Braden O'Hara. So positive starts for the big names at Albury.
Yep. The Saints lost to Lavington 7 days ago in round 10 by 79 points or 13 goals in Pantherland. Just the 1 win in 9 games this season. 8th on the ladder. The Albury Tigers come off that 14-day break. They played Yarrawonga in the first half of the split round. The Tigers, and lost that game by 14 points. Now it's coming across to McMenamin, who's deep in defence for the Tigers, and he's looking to come broadcast side, and he'll come to Lucas Conlon, Panther.
Myrtleford Alpine Saints lost their last 6 games by an average of 51 points after a pretty bright start to 2023. Looking to fight back here as Grills goes short to O'Brien. Look at the foot skills on display here from the Tigers. They're a very skillful outset. O'Brien, you can see they wanted to switch the football back to the far side. He just sits it up for Muller, who was, I thought he was pushed out. Riley Sharp definitely got away from one there. He goes inboard. This is good play. Horrigan links up with Curtis, who kicks him to half forward out the back. Winter Irving has Conlon for trouble. At ground level, Winter Irving over this football. Conlon over him as well. McPherson playing forward, just grubbers it to Maraka, who had his head ripped off. And he wins a free kick. Oh, what'd you say? Tied up against the boundary, 45 out. It'd take some effort.
Take a really good kick from this point of the ground, obviously, as you touched on there, Pandy. Just good ball movement as well from the Myrtleford as he plays on and just chips it over to Brodie Riccardi, who's about 15 metres out on about a 45-degree angle. But really good play there from Myrtleford. Obviously got the intercept mark on half-back and just went with the footy through the middle of the ground, outnumbered the Tigers, went fast the other way and just got it with one-on-one contest all the way down the ground. It's just easier for the boys to be able, Myrtleford to be able to move the ball when they can get play like that.
So Brodie Riccardi will line up here, 45 out, 45-degree angle, keeps it low, and it's through for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints first of the afternoon. A wonderful finish from Brodie Riccardi. And when that scoreboard ticks over, we'll get a score update on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. 8 plays, 26. I'm going to go with Dan Vaccaro for 40 Winks Tigers lead.
Absolutely spot on there, Panda, and a great finish there by Brodie Riccardi. He's had the 4 touches and a goal, but it's been the dominant display from Simon Curtis. He's up to 7 touches in this last 10 minutes. He has been fantastic. He's wielded Myrtleford back into the contest as well as Mitch Del Bosco. He's had 7 touches respectively on the 40 Winks stat sheet, Lukey.
You just had 7 touches in the last 10 minutes.
Curtis. No, not. He's been really good in the last 10 minutes, but I think he had 2 touches and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, back in the middle, here we go. Cossa, Muller, Brand got swung around, and then O'Hara goes off the ground. Now, Saint in pursuit of it. That was Capillari. He went off the ground also. He's going to pick up this peel. Players overrunning it at the moment. And Capillari plays on short one to Brent. Umpire said play on inside 50. Swings around on the boot. Gee, that'd be a good goal. Oh, it's just across the face.
It's hit the post.
It's hit the post, has it? Wow, freaky. Gee, it went so close. It would have been a beauty for Declan Brand.
Yeah, it would have been outstanding. But again, better ball use from Myrtleford as well. Just took the low, short shifts, try to get away from Lucas Conlon, who's going to eat up a lot of the forward thrust from Myrtleford today. So it's the way that this Alpine Saints need to attack it when they do go forward. Just lower their eyes, look for their targets, and just chip their way through the Albury defence.
Bice, Harrington picked it up, went to Bren. Riley Sharp ended up with it. Wicks just couldn't grasp the ball. Powell taken to ground. And we're going to have a stoppage just left of the centre on the far side, Peter. Let's have a look and see who can clear this ball.
15-6-3 and E's O&M Live. Of course, on 90.1 FM Myrtleford as well. Hope you're having a great Saturday arvo here in the beautiful Alpine Valley. The Saints 1-3-9 up against the Tigers 4-26. So a 17-point lead here to the Tigers as we work up towards the quarter time break. First quarter action for A-grade oils and batteries. Whistle, free kick here to Myrtleford for a hold. And another whistle here. 50 is it, Freaky?
Yeah, it is a 50. I didn't quite see what it was for, but I thought there might have been something on the ground. Obviously, they...
Oh, no.
Reverse. Jake Sharp.
Oh, no.
Very silly.
I think the Myrtleford boys have got a bit of a target on Elliot Power today. It's not the first time he's been targeted by some of the Alpine boys, and Jake Sharp just did it right in front of the umpires at the wrong time then.
So that's really frustrating. Could have had a shot on goal. Instead, Albury going inside forward 50. Jeffy Garlett's marking, playing on, snapping on goal. It's a bit of a floater. Hit the wrong side of the pill. Conlon down there. Well done by Riley Forrest. Ben Kelly has time to look inboard, and the siren beats out Jim Grills, who snapped on goal. It went through, and the siren, literally as the ball hit his foot, sounded, and it hasn't counted. So the Tigers robbed of a sure goal there by the siren. They take a 17-point lead into quarter time. 4-2-26 over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. 139. That is on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. Remember, on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Wangaratta Motor Group. Race funds for your club. Visit wangarattamotorgroup.com.au.
O&M Live on 3NE. Sports Day for Kia and Red Energy.
Luke Bruce from the Hawthorn Footy Club. Luke, thanks for your time.
G'day guys, how are you?
Who's the second best team in the competition, Luke?
I'd probably put Collingwood on top, and then Melbourne would be my second pick, I'd say, at this stage.
Why do you say that about Melbourne?
Their brand stands up in finals, like contested footy. Yeah, they've got some key players that can just stand up in big finals.
Sports Day, 1566 3NE. Macca's OG McSpicy. Juicy chicken covered in a crispy, mouth-wateringly spicy coating. It's the McSpicy that started it all. Order at Macca's today. Available after 10:30am.
Hi, Tim McCurdy here, member for Ovens Valley. Local footy, netball and other winter sports are back, which means it's a great time to support your local club, whether helping off the field or cheering on game day. Let's back our community sports. All the best to the clubs for a cracking season.
Authorised by Tim McCurdy, 15 Murphy Street, Wangaratta.
Are you ready? Coyote's about to leave the competition in the dust. Introducing new Coyote Daedong tractors Tier 4 Eco Technology. You can get the all-new models now at McGregor Machinery with 20% more output, 20% less fuel consumption, providing power, strength and longevity. The magic is in the engines. New CK, RX and PX models from 26 to 105 horsepower with front-end loaders and 4M1 buckets. Now at McGregor Machinery, 271 Tone Road, Wangaratta. Howl if you want one.
Did you know that Wangaratta and Benalla Motor Group are all about supporting the local community? They offer sponsorships, grants and even raffles to help out community groups and sporting clubs. If you're part of one of these groups and want to know how they can support you, just head over to Wangaratta Motor Group on Tone Road or Benalla Motor Group on Sydney Road. You can also check out their website at wangarattamotorgroup.com.au. Wangaratta Benalla Motor Group, here for the local community.
Trying to choose new flooring, window furnishings or rugs for your home? Choices Flooring's Room View makes it easy to find the look you've been searching for. Whatever the space or your flooring needs, simply take a photo of the area in your home and select your flooring styles, window furnishings or rugs from the thousands of colours, styles and texture options. Using Choices Flooring's Room View, you can see your selections right in your own home. Then send your favourites to your local Choices Flooring store to book a free measure and quote.
It's Travis from Buy Right Home Appliances. Smart TVs, big or small, we've got them all. Package it up with a soundbar and save. A huge range of energy and water efficient washers and dryers. French door and 4-door fridges, we've got them all. The latest and greatest in kitchen appliances. Call in and view one of the largest displays in Northeast Victoria. My team are customer service focused and ready to assist you with all your appliance needs. And yes, we do deliver for a flat fee of $49. Buy Right Home Appliances, Tone Road, Wangaratta, or visit buyright.com.au. It feels good to buy right.
Toil
and soil.
They're not just garden supplies.
They're much more.
They're innovators of their own premium soil blends.
3-way soil blend for flowers and general plants.
5-way soil blend for veggie gardens.
Premium lawn blend for turf.
Lawn blend for topping up turf.
Native blend for native plants.
Mushy compost, organic compost and cow manure.
Pure genius.
Toil and Soil Garden Supplies, Newman Street, Wangaratta.
Visit toilandsoil.com.au.
G'day, Covey here from the Could Have Been Champions. I've been all over this wonderful country of ours. But I'm here to tell you there's something about APCO in Wangaratta that gives me that warm, homely feeling. You can fill up the car or give it the once-over in the car wash, and the IGA is always stocked with whatever I need. It's quick and easy, and great value to boot. The coffee's on point, and the hot food is always fresh. Look, it's just a ripper spot. If you're in Wangaratta or just passing through, call in and see my mates Brett and Karen at APCO and say hi from Covey and the Coodabbeans.
Second quarter.
Work Locker Wangaratta. Unlocked, stocked and full of value.
O&M Live on 3NE.
Quarter time here at the McNamara Reserve. It's the Albury Tigers leading the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 26-9, a 17-point lead as we go to Dan Vaccaro to recap our Optus Cordis best in that opening term.
Thank you, Panda. Oh, look, Albury dominant display. Thought Myrtleford played well in patches, but it's been a really good display by Jacob Page. He's up to the 7 touches. He's probably been one of their best, along with Jimmy Grills as well off the half-back line. He's used the ball so well, Lukey. And for Myrtleford, I think Simon Curtis and Mitch Del Bosco, they've both had 7 touches. Keeping Myrtleford in the game at the moment, but Albury just looked too good and too strong, and I feel like if it's dry weather, Lukey, it might have been a different story on the scoreboard, even worse, I think.
Yeah, you're right about that, Dan. It probably would have been another 3 or 4 goals to the yellow and black's favour. Look at Freaky out there. He's doing his best work.
He's doing a good job,
He's
Freaky.
a star, that man.
I don't like to give him credit too much, but he's doing a good job.
What did you find out for us, Freaky, from the huddles?
Yeah, Myrtleford, Craig Miller, thinks sometimes they're just going a little bit too short of 50-50s when they got players right up against them. Just need to use get territory rather than go short in conditions like today, which we did see them do a few times throughout that game, throughout that first quarter. And conversely, on the Albury side of things, they just think they could probably defend the corridor a little bit better when Myrtleford is looking to transition the ball through the middle of the ground. They just feel like they've been able to get through it a little bit quick. So look for their midfielders from Albury in this second quarter to really try and nullify the middle of the ground for Myrtleford boys to use that ball, which we saw late in that quarter when they kicked that goal, that build up through the middle of the ground by Simon Curtis to be able to go to the other end.
Oh, what about the intel from Freaky Pen?
For
Waters?
That is pretty good.
Very
very impressive.
You could almost be an O&M coach, I reckon, our man Sprinkles Freak.
Yep.
Look at the strut on him.
He got a bit of a strut with those skin-tight jeans as well.
I think he's just trying to move freely in the jeans, to be honest. I think it's a strut.
Dad bod, boys, dad bod.
That's not... It's more of a costume.
I was going to say, you might see some skin-tight jeans at Sweethearts later tonight.
Yeah, that's it, Freaky. Yeah.
Hey.
You might see a little bit more than that, Luke.
Tell you what,
if you're tuning into our O&M Live
family-friendly, boys.
What time do they open, Peter? What time can I get an order in?
They do their best work after midnight.
They'll be open now, but you don't want to be there, seen there any sort of later than 1 a.m, I reckon. Nothing really happens good down there at 1 a.m.
Right.
If you are tuning into our O&M live stream as well, we are working extremely hard to get the footage to you. Unfortunately, we're experiencing some technical issues that are out of our control, Dan Vaccaro, so we are trying to resolve them. There are people behind the scenes doing the best that they can. Otherwise, you can tune into the live stream and listen to us carry on, or of course 1566 3NE and the old-fashioned radio, and via the 1566 3NE app. So what do Myrtleford need to do here in this second quarter, Brad Freak, just to get themselves in the contest a little bit more?
Yeah, well, they just probably need to not let Albury move the ball as freely as they did at times throughout that first quarter, because when they were able to get some space in the game, that's when Albury were able to turn the ball over and get the other end and have easier shots at goal. So it's just being able to guard the space. But I think the contest work from Myrtleford in that first quarter was really good. I thought they're winning around the footy. They really matched it with Albury, as we've seen plenty of times with the Tigers this year. When they do get that time and space, they can really hurt you going the other way.
Just saw Craig Miller run to the coach's box with bright white Nike sneakers on. I reckon he might come and ask Brad Freak for his big work boots a little bit later on. What are you going to tell him, Freaky?
Well, he's not obviously cleaning them. Somebody else is.
So, the second quarter underway for Wangaratta Motor Group. The Tigers 26 lead the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 9. Ball in dispute at ground level. We're going to have a secondary stoppage. It looks like lots of players around this pill, right next to the mud patch. I reckon the Oz kickers or the juniors on this ground tomorrow, Lukey, when they're done, will just slide through that mud patch.
Oh, is that where they're playing? Are they? They're
I'm
tomorrow.
not sure. I have no idea where they're playing, but so we used to do that at the end of all the Oz kick games. Riccardi has to get rid of it. Shoots a hand pass out here to a teammate. It's Capillari, who's a very smooth mover. That's a beautiful left foot kick inboard. Finds Del Bosco. How many now, Dan Vaccaro?
He's up to 8 now, Panda.
Moves it on to Harrington. This is good movement. The best all day for the Saints. In the middle of the ground. Kicks it long, sharp. On a beautiful searching lead. Stuck the Jukes up. and he'll line up 30 metres out, or on a 35, 40-degree angle.
You can take that right back to that kick from Tom Capillari out here on this half-back flank, went inboard and were able to hit Mitch Del Bosco and just opened up the middle of the ground as well to Harrington. And beautiful mark by Riley Sharp, who was obviously pretty quiet last week, so try and get this one through the big sticks, give himself some confidence and give the whole Myrtleford side a bit of a lift in the start of this second quarter.
So Riley Sharp's kicked 15 goals from his 9 games. Beautiful drop punt. Make it 16 goals from 9 games. He's got his first of the day. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints go to 15. Albury 26. And the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard margin back to 11 points. Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks.
It's been a really good period by Myrtleford, Panda. That last 15 minutes of the first quarter and the opening sort of couple of minutes here as well. A really good finish there by Sharp. And forward 50 entry as well. They've already gone inside forward 50. They've already had the mark inside 50 as well. So really positive start. Mitch Del Bosco continuing his great work. He's up to 8 touches for the game now. Tom Capillari, he's touched the footy 5 times, but he's been super effective, and Brody Riccardi's up to 5, Simon Curtis 7 on the 40 wing stat sheet.
Yeah, the second chapter here at the McNamara Reserve brought to you by the Wang Motor Group as the ball comes back to the middle. Let's have a look here. Muller versus Cossa. They meet. Ball goes to the deck. And then Bren over the top of it. That's Riccardi in there in the white boots, and he gives it back to the umpire. Sorting it out again. Ball up. Muller. Capillari. And then O'Brien off to Bice, quickly on the boot. They go to the half-forward flank. The Tigers, Conlon wants to swing around, squaring kick to Truce in a half-forward. Muller takes it, spears it up, chip kick.
The ground, similar play in a pretty much similar spot that Tim Capillari did moments ago for Myrtleford, able to find Isaac Muller and get it long to Ben Kelly. And it's the beauty of the Tigers forward line. They've got numbers of talls down there. I see even Matt Walker in there as well today.
Here we go, Ben Kelly kicking to the entrance end, or the Myrtleford town end. About 30 out, pops it up and makes no mistake. So that's the Tigers' 5th. 32 plays 15 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Macca's time clock in the second term has just gone over 3 minutes. Let's go back to Dan Vaccaro on the 40-week stat sheet.
Yeah, really good finish there by Albury. Myrtleford really have to figure out how they're going to be able to halve contest for Albury going inside forward 50. They've gone inside 50 14 times. And they've taken 11 marks, Luke. They've got to figure out how they can halve the contest, whether that's a Winter Irving or a Riley Sharp floating back down there just to try and stem the bleeding a little bit from a Myrtleford point of view. But they are dominating inside forward 50 at the moment. 14, Riley Bice being the main player in that play as well. He's up to the 6 touches for the game.
So they've kicked accurately as well, the Tigers. 5-2-32 against the Saints 2-3-15. The Saints winning the netball by 20 goals, 60-40. Well done to Ree Harris and Tam Matthews. Whistle here, multiple all at once. Don't know where to look at the moment. It's a free kick to Albury.
Yeah, to Elliot Power, boys. I didn't see it, but I'm assuming it's that little bit of a tag roll that Austin Wicks is running with him. Obviously, just tried to hold him off the ball and obviously just got him a little bit too high.
So Elliot Powell in the bright orange boots kicks to half forward. Good floating mark there from Horrigan. In fact, it's Del Bosco for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who wanted to come inboard. Just goes really short to Booker. He was called to play on straight away, and he had to fire it out wide in the hands now of Curtis. Just defensive half still. Allowed to trundle in the middle and kick a beautiful one to Winter Irving. He takes it on his big chest. Goes inside forward 50. Out the back, did Bren get a shove? Umpire said no. At ground level, Hillary and Bren picked up by McPherson, who fires a hand pass out towards Wicks. He's tackled straight away by Max Byrne. In dispute. In front of goal, and it's a free kick here to Declan Brand for a high. End of 50, it's going to be a certain goal to the Saints.
Yeah, it was a high tackle there, definitely, and just as he was getting up, just got a bit of a shove in the back from his Albury opponent, or didn't quite catch who was the one, but yeah, just a silly little act, made a certain goal of it for Declan Brand.
You can hear the car horns because he's banged through the Myrtleford Alpine Saints third. They go to 21. Albury 32. It's back to 11 points. Declan Brand's first goal, a steal-line goal that a contender. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, Myrtleford are really putting them to the sword here. They're really being competitive. I guess the only concern is still how potent Albury are going forward, but a really good finish there by Declan Brand. They've gone inside forward 50 twice already this quarter. Curtis, Riccardi, Capillari, Mitch Del Bosco have all got their hands early on this quarter, Lukey. So they are looking to be competitive. They've just got to stem that bleeding when Albury go forward and try and halve those marking contests.
Yeah, so for all of the play that the Tigers have had in this game, they only lead by 11, Freaky. So the Saints well in the contest here.
Yeah, they certainly are, mate. The contested work's been really good, and probably from about the 20-minute mark onwards in the first quarter, they've dominated this game.
Curtis out of the middle, goes forward over the top of Brand Riccardi at the back. McMenamin front spot. Riccardi wins it back. Weaving gone.
Tackle.
Brought down by Hillary. Tigers are out and they play on. So this will be interesting. Yeah, there's another whistle. Advantage paid, and they get out to the far side through Spencer Jones, and he goes over the top to Riley Bice.
Riley Bice plays on. He's a lovely left foot kick inside forward 50 on a searching lead. Walker couldn't mark low down, and the ball is allowed to trundle over the boundary line. A toss back into play, 50 around from Albury's goal. They lead by 11 points, 32 plays 21 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. Played 6 minutes, Macca's time clock. Second term for Wang Motor Group. So the Saints with 3 of the last 4 goals here. Just making a contest of it after Albury kicked the first 4. Shallow throw in. Read beautifully by Muller. It's hacked out of there by Curtis for the Alpine Saints. Down the far side wing. Well done by Daly for the yellow and black. Hand passes it to Hillary. Off a step. Kicks to half forward. Conlon unable to mark against Forrest. And once again, it'll be tossed back into play directly where it was about 30 seconds ago, Dan Vaccaro.
Absolutely, Panda, and you can just look at the stat sheet here with Simon Curtis. He's up to the 10 touches. He's been Myrtleford's best player. He's really driving them forward here.
Ball thrown back in from the boundary. Umpire, Muller, scrubby kick going forward. Capillari out the back. Nice pick-up. Sweeping hand pass to Jacobs. Jacobs trying to get Tyler Harrington. Grills comes in, intercepts, and takes the mark, Freaky.
Yeah, that's just what Craig Miller was talking about at quarter time there, boys. You just don't have to sometimes go for that chip kick, try and take the territory in a day like today. You could just look to kick for touch, kick it out to this wing and consolidate in the back half. But unfortunately, he turned the ball over in their forward half. And Jimmy Grills will have a shot here. Probably, with the ball being a little bit heavier today, it might be right on the range of most boys today. But the last time I said that, Lukey, Braden O'Hara put it about 15 metres over the goal line. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, it's a big kick from O'Hara. It wasn't a Freaky. Grills has got onto that one too, but that one's come to the near side. So at the moment, the margin is 12 points in favour of the Tigers. It's the second term. We've gone 8 minutes on the McDonald's time clock. And the second turn's brought to us by Wangaratta Motor Group, Peter.
Quickly around the round scores. Yarrawonga 28, North Albury 16. Wodonga have got the jump on Wangaratta. They lead 32-22.
Wow.
And the Rovers 33 plays the Wodonga Raiders 12. And here at the McNamara Reserve, Myrtleford making a game of it. 3 of the last 4 goals. They trail by 12 points. On the CMV truck and bus scoreboard, Panda Escott, Lukey Francis, Dan Vaccaro and Brad Freak for the Old Town and Country Tavern out on Greta Road in Wangaratta. This is Alex Jacobs, still on the last line of defence. His kick gave Albury a chance to intercept, but McPherson marks, and they try to switch the footy out to the far side. McPherson's kick just missed Simon Curtis, who's racking up a lot of 40 winks disposals, and it'll be tossed back into play far side of the McNamara Reserve. Brad Freak on the boundary for Waters.
Yeah, really good play there by Rory Parnell. Almost got the intercept, but we saw their Myrtleford kick for touch rather than look for a smaller option then. So right play in the conditions for today.
Muller sweeping one out of the ruck. Ball at ground level. Picked up by Del Bosco. Spencer Jones had him. Ball spat out of the pack. Now, this is a dump tackle, is it, Freaky?
Yeah, dump tackle on the far side against Albury. Mitch Del Bosco is going to be the one that they're going to get the tackle. I had the same angle as Ash Broughton there, so yeah, definitely a dump tackle, that one there.
Okay, so Mitch just a little indecisive at the moment. Now he shoots it down the line, but a 35-metre kick finding Curtis. So Simon back into the lineup for the Saints. Oh, no. Was it?
Just out in the full, Lukey.
He tried to milk it, Simon, didn't he?
The Albury players yelling out on the full, and the umpire said, yep, out in the full. So the Albury Tigers win it back. They go long to half forward in a lot of space. Powell, a wonderful kick inside forward 50. Powell marks, plays on, goes short to Heine Hennessy, all alone, 40 out directly in front.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the forward setup that Albury have had this year. They just open it up and give space everywhere, and just a big, nice long kick in there from Riley Bice to the teeth of the goalmouth. Just Elliot Powell front spot at the right time, and then just poor checking from the Myrtleford boys. Got a Cole behind Hennessy just in a bit of space, and much easier the shot than what Elliot's going to have, and he's usually a pretty good set shot at goal, Heine Hennessy, so let's see if he can make no mistake here.
He's definitely enjoying a strong bit of form. 6 goals in the last couple of games for Heine Hennessy. He's already got one today, and he hits the stick. And it's shaking that post, almost to Lee Matthews, broken in half. Albury, 5-4-34. Myrtleford, 3-3-21. So Albury wasting a few chances here in this second quarter. They lead by 13.
Dan, how are inside 50s looking, mate, in the second term, thanks to 40 Winks?
Well, I think the damning thing is, Luke, is 3 inside 50s from Mert, 4 from Albury. But this whole game, Albury have taken 14 marks from their 17 entries. So that is unbelievable. I don't think I've seen a team do that all year.
Some stat. Well done, Dan Vaccaro.
11 from 17. So Harrington goes to Jacobs. Jacobs, good kick, finding Hourigan. Left of centre wing broadcast side, nice kick, finding Cossa. Now, what have they got out? He goes in now, long one, Brennan's at the back, at the front, in fact.
Free kick.
Well done, plays on Curtis goal. So that's all clear. So 34 will play 27 here. So this is interesting. They're making their way back into this one, Freaky.
Yeah, they certainly are. The contested work, as we touched on earlier, from early in the first quarter onward, has been really good. Now they're just getting a bit of reward on the scoreboard then. Riley Sharp then as well did a really nice block of his opponent, of Hamish Gilmore, to let Toby Costa take an uncontested mark and deliver that one into the top of the goal square. So a little bit of a goal assist to him. Probably won't be on the stat sheet, but it was really good body work from him. And Myrtleford are right up in this game. You see there, they're still willing to go through the middle of the ground considering the conditions. And Albury just letting some Myrtleford midfielders just run a bit free through the middle of the ground and letting them have some open space.
Yeah, boys, Simon Curtis, best on ground for mine at the moment. He's up to 13 touches. He's single-handedly wielding Myrtleford to the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's a good call, Dan Vaccaro. So Myrtleford with 4 of the last 5 goals here. They're just proving to be a nuisance for the Albury Tigers. Toby Cossa giving away a free kick in the middle of the ground. It's a free kick here to the Tigers. McMenamin goes short, not a great kick. Forrest playing in front of Muller, who's resting forward. Forrest did well. Muller able to get a boot to ball. Bices over this football, applying a tackle on Del Bosco, and the umpire has said push in the back. And a free kick here to Del Bosco, working hard at ground level in his own defensive 50 for the Saints.
Yep.
Oh, wow. His kick was smothered by Jeff Garland, who snuck up on him out of nowhere. Garland fires it back inside forward 50 here for the Tigers. Levi Young first there for the Saints. His hand pass asked a lot of Austin Wicks. Elliot Powell just overran the footy. Wicks did well. He kicks it out to the far side. Another whistle. And it might be a free kick here to the Saints for a downfield. Is it, Freaky?
Yeah, it is. Wicks must have just got a clip after he kicked the footy there. But yeah, as you touched on there, Panda, Myrtleford free kick down the ball and they're moving board.
Gee, they're looking a lot better in this second term, the Saints.
Yep.
They have lifted Riccardi into the middle, Hourigan. Nice hand pass to Del Bosco. Isn't he having a quarter? And then he goes inside 50. Look at that. Oh, the Saints, Freaky. They're looking good now.
Well, the teams might have changed jerseys at quarter time, boys. Just the ball movement by Myrtleford then was simply outstanding. Just transitioning from one flank of the ground all the way over to the other. Didn't hit the ball, didn't hit the ground once. And you can see the advantage of when you get your better ball users get them in their hands and just deliver it beautifully. Then outstanding play from Myrtleford, and they fully deserve to be right in this game.
Gee, Panda, that was a Mawson's concrete play of the day. Here's Curtis shooting for goal here to the river end. Oh, the Saints. Listen to the car horns here, and that's a double. They're working their way back into this game. Let's go to Dan Vaccaro on the 40-week stat sheet.
Yeah, Myrtleford boys are playing unbelievable footy. Simon Curtis and Mitch Darbosco have brought their own footy today, Lukey. Mitch Darbosco's had the 13 touches in this half. He's driving everything forward of that centre, and Simon Curtis is best on ground at the moment. He's had 14 touches and 2 goals. Those 2 guys, along with Riccardi, Tom Capillari doing their job as well, are single-handedly keeping Myrtleford in this contest.
So when Heiner Hennessy booted through his first, the margin was 25 points in the first quarter. Now it sits at 1.
Yep.
The Albury Tigers 34, Myrtleford 33. This young Saints lineup having a real crack on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. You can hear it definitely at ground level, Freaky. They're up and about, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. They're right in for this contest. They have been all day too, Panda. It's just in the obviously since halfway through that first quarter to now, they've really got in the game by being able to hit the scoreboard. But the whole day they've been up and about the groove. They're up and about at quarter time. They're pretty happy with where they're at, and they're just getting on the scoreboard now.
Oh, Cossa has just absolutely decked Ben Kelly. That was really silly. Really silly. It was dirty about the fact he gave away a free kick, and he did not need to do that. And it's a downfield free kick, Freaky. It's going to go the way here of Matt Walker.
Yeah, just really silly there from Toby Cossa.
He's coming off. He's getting dragged.
Yeah, actually, it's Tom O'Brien, sorry, not Matt Walker that's going to have the shot at goal. But yeah, just not what the Myrtleford needed at the moment. They had all the momentum. Don't want to give Albury a sniff right back in this game.
You don't see players get dragged too often these days.
That's why I'm looking out the window. I just want to see.
Right. And Panda,
straight on the phone.
He'd be absolutely praying to the heavens, Cossa, that this goal doesn't go through.
The old-fashioned get off the ground, pal, as O'Brien sets sail and it's home.
Oh.
That hurts the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Tommy O'Brien's now got 2 and Albury get a bit of breathing room again. 6-4-40. Myrtleford 5, 3-33 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. 15 played second term.
Good opportunity just for a free kick count too here, boys, as well. There's been a lot of free kicks paid. So Myrtleford have had 13 free kicks paid to them, and Albury are up to 10 as well. So there's been a lot of whistle blowing, Lukey, but a great finish there by Albury, and Costa would be very disappointed with that, as will Myrtleford. They've just had the jump on, and that's the last thing they needed.
Might be a lot of whistle blowing, but every single one of these free kicks have been there.
It's been fantastically adjudicated, Pandora.
Yeah, and in the words of the Beatles, Toby Cossa will be feeling 2 foot small right now, I reckon. Here's Page, Wicks,
Some of your best,
O'Hara,
Lukey.
out to Powell Panda. Here we go. Here they come, the yellow and black, and they send it forward. High ball, Walker worked under it by Jacobs. Whistle. They're going to pay the mark to Jacobs, so he did well to work Walker under the ball there, Freaky.
Yeah, he certainly did. I've liked Jacobs' game and Forrest as well. I think they've both been really underrated players for Myrtleford, especially Riley Forrest. I think he's been doing a fantastic job today on Jacob Conlon. He really hasn't had much impact on the game at all so far.
And we've seen this aggressive ball movement all year by the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. They always want to come inboard and look for those 45 angle kicks. They find it there. They go out towards the far side. Riley Sharp in a contest up against Ben Kelly. Oh, there was a sling tackle there on Elliot Powell. And a free kick here to Riley Sharp, who was brought down pretty heavily on the far side there, Freaky.
Yeah, holding the man there on Riley Sharp. So, and that far side, as you touched on there, Panda.
Riley Sharp was called to play on, and he goes back a long way to Alex Jacobs, who wants to switch the football to Capillari. His number's Dan Vaccaro.
That was his 7th there, Panda.
Uses the ball very well. He goes to Paddle. And Ben Paddle kicks out here to Tom Sparks on debut, who can play on and run down the wing, and he's been paid a free kick downfield against Jacob Conlon.
Yeah.
So if you're going to pay the one against Toby Costa, you've got to pay that one as well, boys.
Winner Irving. Handballs off, whistle
Another
again.
free.
It's a whistle-a-thon here at the McNamara Reserve. Freaky holding.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, Luke.
That was a
Obviously, down
hold.
the play, I was watching where Winter Irving and Jake Sharp were, so obviously holding the man.
And guess who, boys?
Simon Curtis.
Freaky, you're not playing tricks on us. You haven't got a whistle around your neck down there, have you?
Oh, I haven't, mate. Sorry.
Here goes Curtis. This would get them, but back to 1 point. Yes, he's kicked 3. 40 plays 39 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. The Tigers lead by 1 point as we work up towards half time. Let's go to Dan Vaccaro on the 40-week stats.
Yeah, you said it, Lukey. He's having one of the all-time games. Simon Curtis, boys. He's up to 15 touches and he's kicked the 3 goals, Lukey, as well. So he's dominating this contest and he's keeping Myrtleford in it, along with Brody Riccardi. He's up to the 7 touches. Tom Capillari has been fantastic. He's had 4 this quarter, and you got Mitch Del Bosco as well. He's had the 6 and the 7 in the first as well, and Jakey Sharp's had the 6. So really good players are getting their hands on the footy for the Saints.
What a turnaround it's been in this second quarter. Curtis has kicked the Myrtleford Alpine Saints' last 3 goals. Playing
and he's been their
deep
best ball
forward.
winner too, Peter.
Yeah, no, he is willing their way into this game. Same with Del Bosco. Their ball movement for mine has just been brilliant, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. They like to play aggressive, free-flowing footy. Another whistle. Yep, that was a hold against young Parnell.
We're not going 20 seconds without a whistle here, boys.
It's a free kick here to the Albury Tigers.
It's been the theme, hasn't it, Panda, these whistles?
I'm going to go to sleep tonight and just hear whistles, I reckon,
Yeah.
non-stop. The umpires have done a brilliant job in saying that, though. All these free kicks have been here. I tell you what, there's a bit of feeling in this game, Freaky. A lot of narky little free kicks at the minute.
Yeah, there certainly is, mate. You can see that both teams have brought great intent to the game and they're very physical. And Myrtleford have been up for the fight all day. And I think it's obviously, it might have scared, not scared, but caught Albury by a bit of surprise in this second quarter. So we expect the Tigers to fight back. We know what proud club they are. So just see how this game pans out.
So Parnell finds Hamish Gilmore, who's looked like he's playing forward today for the Tigers. Finds him inside 50, no one home. And this is Tyler Harrington in the long sleeves taking a mark for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. He kicks to centre half back. It's found the arms of Alex Jacobs and he plays on straight away.
And gives it over the top to Curtis. Then Curtis down to Capillari. Tom's playing a good game. And then on the left foot goes low. Wasn't a great kick. Tigers, Bice got met heavily. What a hit.
By Curtis.
Wasn't a big...
He's got his DNA on this game,
he's
boys.
got his game face on, Freaky.
He certainly does. He came flying in from nowhere. Just fair hit from the shoulder, though. Just nothing wrong with it at all. Good, tough footy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant Football here at the McNamara Reserve as the Tigers extract it. That's almost a push against Conlon. Well done from Forrest. Spills out the back here to Jacob Conlon. He's going to get first to the football. Hand passes it to Jake Page. Able to get around the Levi Young tackle. He was grabbed from behind. The Saints one holding the ball. Conlon, left foot kick finds Heiner Hennessy for the Tigers. He'll wheel around here. 60 from home. Pinpoints inboard Garlett on a beautiful searching lead in the pocket. He marks on a tight angle 35 metres around.
He's paid a high.
Oh, no. What's he done here, Freaky?
I think as he was running after he'd taken the mark, he's just clipped Jake Sharp high. I didn't actually see the incident itself, but yeah, he definitely got him high. You could see Jake was down on the ground for a moment. Reversal from Ash Broughton there.
I reckon he may have got reported. It looked like Broughton sort of took down his number then as well.
I didn't see any book or anything like that come out, Panda.
Alrighty, well, that was interesting. So Garlett marked it and then sort of just gave one to... It was very soft. Anyway... What was going to be a shot on goal for the Tigers. It's now in dispute on the far side here. O'Hara, his hand pass was wayward towards Capillari. Gilmore goes in there. Not sure he got a hand pass. Free kick to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, Lukey Francis, for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
Capillari. It's been great today, Freaky.
He certainly has, mate. He's obviously one of the young, bright stars for Myrtleford, and he's really shown his class in his first half. I think his ball use around the ground's been outstanding.
Up to 10 touches, Tom Capillari.
There's not much of him, but he's very skillful. Riley Sharp goes inside 50. Riccardi. And then Curtis lingering at the back. On the left by Riccardi, rolling towards goal. Hits the behind post, so that'll be out of bounds. So a 1 point lead here to the Tigers. If you've just tuned in on O&M Live, Brad Freak, Dan Vaccaro, Blake Ascott and Luke Francis with you on 15-6-6 3 Panda.
Yeah, the Tigers led by 25 in the opening quarter. And the Myrtleford Alpine Saints have banged on 5 goals to 2 in this second quarter. Here's Riley Booker snapping on goal, 40 out, it's coming back, it's not going to get there. Lucas Conlon fighting on the goal line, the ball's unbelievably stayed in play. And then Simon Curtis just takes it over the boundary line, and he's got Luke Daly on the ground over the top of him as well. Two old bulls going at it.
He is in everything.
That's what we love to see. Toss back into play, 5 around for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints goal. Gilmore gets it out of the stoppage, fires it across goals towards O'Hara. He wants his left foot. Kicks it long down the line. Harrington, that's Tyler. He's going to get there first. In front of Garlett, sees it over the boundary line. Far side of the McNamara Reserve. Will get tossed back into play. The Tigers still holding on to a 1 point lead. 40-39 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Second term, we've gone 23 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what Simon Curtis had for breakfast, but get me some. I want some. He is just frothing at the mouth. Here we go. Sharp. And then down to Young on the boot to winner Irving.
You wait for your sweethearts, Lukey.
Yes, I will, Panda. I'll be there. Midnight tonight. In it goes.
There
Good
it is.
mark. Guess who?
He's going to win him the game single-handedly today.
Give him a Brownlow or something. This is unbelievable. What a performance. So 40 plays 39. The Tigers up by a point, Freaky.
Yeah, outstanding work there by Kyle Winter, Irving, the middle of the ground with a wet, muddy ball to be able to take the mark overhead as well and then deliver the ball out to this man, Simon Curtis, who's just putting on an absolute clinic out here today. He's been simply outstanding. He's fighting for everything. He's been awesome for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
So this will be 4-1 at Dan. Here he goes, Curtis. Has he got this one? Oh, no, just misses.
17 touches and 3 goals, 1 for Simon Curtis this half.
All square, 6-4-40 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We've just gone over 24 minutes on McDonald's time clock here, second term, Panda.
So this is Max Byrne, 5 metres out from his own goal. Goes short to Jake Page, still deep in defence for the yellow and black. His numbers, Dan Vaccaro?
He's had 9.
So Page, that kick's going to hit the deck. Here to Will Unthank. Beautiful left foot kick down the line. Muller not able to mark. Grills is. Elliot Powell's running to space, and that's where Grills goes to. Powell just leaves it for Garlett, who tried to edge Harrington underneath it. Powell kept on running, so did Garlett. The hand pass goes in that direction. A clever tap on from Garlett towards O'Hara, who flicks it back to Jeffy, who snaps on goal from 40. And Matt Walker down there on the line takes it, plays on Tigers goal. Brilliant play there from the Albury Tigers. Matt Walker snaps his second goal from one end of the ground to the other. They bite back. They lead by 6 points, 46-40.
Yeah, another one against the Tide there. Great finish. He did ask for his numbers before, but I did make a mistake. He's up to 12 touches, Jacob Page. He's playing a really good game of footy. Great finish there by Elliot Powell. He's up to 10 touches for the game. And Braden O'Hara as well. He's up to 5 touches, which brings him to 11 for the game as well. So a really good one against the Tide, but it's all about Myrtleford at the moment, boys. They are in this contest, and they are playing really good football.
Freaky.
That's what the Albury Tigers can do to you on the turnover. Grillsy just nice little kick in Ellie Power into space, and then Jeffy Garlett just used his body well in a contest and got it over the top and got it back and be able to hit Matt Walker in the goal line and put it through for another goal. So as much as the Saints are getting into it, if you don't defend the ground and give the Tigers space, they can cut you up going the other way.
We apologise for the stream being down today. Our guys have been doing all they can in the background to try and get the stream up and running, but we certainly hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 15-6-3 and just a goal in it at the moment. The Tigers lead, and they're playing in their predominantly yellow Guernseys. The alternative Guernsey as they go inside 50, and Grills takes the mark. Freaky, a bit easy that.
Yeah, it was a beautiful play, the half-back line for Albury Tigers from Elliot Powell, gave it out to Jake Page and then got it through to Riley Bice. Just some nice clean hands, and it was a beautiful kick by Riley Bice. He just put it into space, and nobody else could mark that ball outside of Jim Grills. So beautiful delivery, and a couple of goals to end this second quarter is going to be really help Albury and take some momentum back into half-time.
Yeah, that's right, Freaky. So the Saints have been terrific in this second term, but this one would really just hurt a little. This will get it back out to 12 points. Okay, so he misses. So it's 7 points. Dan, we'll go to you.
The marks inside 50 is still a massive concern for Myrtleford. So Albury have managed to take 17 marks this half inside forward 50.
It's got to be some record.
That's going to be something that Myrtleford need to fix in the next half. Figure out how to halve that contest, whether you put, I don't know, Kyle Winter-Irving or a Sharp down there and see if they can nullify that influence.
Well, it's not really hurting them too much at the minute because they're only down by the 7 points, 47-40. It's extraordinary. They've just been so efficient going forward themselves, Freaky.
Yeah, they have been. Myrtleford, especially in the second quarter, they've been able to hit the scoreboard as well. I probably don't think that the Saints will be looking to put someone back there at the moment. As you touched on there, Pandy, hasn't really hurt them in this second quarter when they're down by 25 points. That would have been the time you think they'd do it, but they've gone away from that and they've got right back into this game.
27 minutes played, second term, deep into stoppage time. Can't be long left. And the Myrtleford Alpine Saints have certainly owned most of this second term.
Simon Curtis, boys, he's had 10 touches this quarter and he's kicked the 3 goals as well on the 40-wing stat sheet.
That is some quarter, one of the best for the year. Can the Albury Tigers sneak a little late one here? Ball at ground level, they can't. Siren wins out. What an entertaining game we have here on 15-6-3 and a great first half done and dusted. The Albury Tigers jumped out of the blocks. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints have got their way back into the game. 6-4-40, they trail. The Albury Tigers 7-5-47. That's on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. A halftime show on the other side of this. O&M Live action. Remember, you will not miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
For Harvey Norman betting here on 3E's O&M Live, 15.66. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints working their way back into this contest. A very entertaining opening half here at the McNamara Reserve. It's a little bit muddy, but I tell you what, it's been some really good football. Albury 7-5-47 over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 6-4-40. The margin at one stage was 25 points in the opening quarter, and Myrtleford, it was the Simon Curtis show in the second quarter. Blake Panderescott, Dan Vaccaro, Lukey Francis and Brad Freakin. Dan Vaccaro, as I said before, Simon Curtis lighting up that game in the second term.
He's having some game. That's probably the best quarter I've seen from an individual this season.
This year,
Yep, easily. Just not even just the fact that he's kicked 3 and had 10 touches, just the fact that he's in everything. He's getting into their faces. He's in every single contest. He's under every pack. And then going forward, he's their main man. So he's literally just doing it all. He's unbelievable. He's been best on ground by a country mile. He's had 17 touches that half for 3 goals and 1, so he's been unbelievable. And there's been some really good individuals from Myrtleford as well. Tom Capillari's had 10 touches, but every single one of them has just been really, really good.
He'd be going at 85, 90%.
Yeah,
easy.
and he generates the ball forward, and he's one of those sort of, you call them 100-metre players where he can actually run a long way as well and generate a big kick. Brody Riccardi, I think, has been really effective as well. He's sort of floating from that middle to forward role, and he's been really good in that link-up. Mitch Del Bosco's probably been their second best along with Curtis. He's had 14 touches. He's just at the bottom of every single pack. He's been fantastic. Jakey Sharp's doing his job as well. He's had the 6 touches. But yeah, look, Albury, they're a little bit shell-shocked, I think, Panda. They have enough skill to sort of snag that late one as well. And going forward probably isn't so much the issue, but I'm looking at their score and they've generated 10 scoring shots, but they've taken 17 marks from 24 entries. So I guess we can turn to Brad and just see what does that mean? And it's not really going their way, even though that those stats show you should be 10 goals up with those sort of records.
Yeah, with taking that many marks in the first half inside forward 50 probably tells you that they're taking a lot of marks wide and they're very shallow entries. So a lot of the marks are, 45 metres out, and when the ball gets a little bit wet and muddy, sometimes they're not quite making the distance, or they're moving the ball inboard and taking another mark inside forward 50. So if you're the Alpine Saints, you're probably happy with that. You don't mind them taking marks within 10, 15 metres of the boundary, because it's going to be if they kick the goal, fair play, it takes a great kick to kick it. And also, if the shallow shallow entries on a day like today, the ball's not really going to carry as fast. So I think those entries from Myrtleford are going to be okay. And I think the defence of, obviously, as we touched on in the call, Alex Jacobs and Riley Forrest particularly, I think he's doing an outstanding job down in that back half on Jacob Conlon. I think the one area that Albury's probably going to be most concerned with, Panda, is just how open in that second quarter they left the middle of the ground, because at quarter time, Chris Hyde and the midfield group, it was a real point of concern late in that first quarter how much space the Alpine Saints midfielders were getting, and it didn't seem like, obviously, in that quarter that it was being able to get stopped.
You literally just stole my next point, Brad. A highlight for mine. And it's been all year. I know a couple of times I've watched the Myrtleford Alpine Saints here. We saw it against the Rovers when they won by a point. And they pushed Yarrawonga as well here about 5 or 6 weeks ago. Their ball movement is brilliant. They always want to take that aggressive kick into the middle of the ground. And for me, it's been a real highlight of why they've got themselves back in this contest. They only trail by 7 points. If you look at, you said before, Dan Vaccaro, Simon Curtis and Mitch Del Bosco have been probably the two best players for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. You're a young side. They've lost their last 6 games by 51 points. How pleasing is it that they're really taking, taking the young players and ownership of this Myrtleford Alpine Saints lineup at the moment?
Oh, it's extremely pleasing. It's no great surprise. I think we touched on it before the game. All of us said that they're a bit of a strange case study, Myrtleford, because, yes, they are down the bottom of that sort of ladder along with Raiders, but they've got so much talent still. So we touched on that earlier in the game, and that's just coming to the front today with Curtis and Mitch Del Bosco. They're absolutely dominating the contest. And then you've got guys like Brody Riccardi, who's just been really important for them as well. So they're playing really good football. And you go back to Albury, I guess, Brad, as well. What have they got to do in the next half? They've probably almost got to look at, okay, we're not going to hit up that 45 or we're going to go to that player that's 50 out and find that mark. They're almost got to go for less marks and go as deep as you probably can with that ball. You could almost argue that Myrtleford are playing the ground much better.
Yeah, well, they certainly are in that second quarter. It is probably just being more careful of that inside of the ground kick as well, because that's when they have generated a lot of their scores in that second quarter, particularly for Myrtleford. So, and Albury Tigers vice versa. Obviously, that first quarter they were outstanding and been able to move the ball when they got some space. So, I think the Tigers will stick to their guns offensively a little bit. I think they know that when they get their space and their time, they're going to be hard for Myrtleford to stop. But I think it's just those defensive acts from the midfield, which you can get sucked up the ground a little bit. With it is a more of a territory day today, you can get sucked up the ground a little bit and allow the ball to come quite easily out the back. So it's just a matter of keeping your width and keeping your depth around the ground and just being able to man the exits that Myrtleford's going to have. And vice versa, it's going to be a similar story for Myrtleford as well, because both teams do like to play that aggressive, free-flowing style of footy. So it's going to be an interesting watch the second half. It might be a bit of cat and mouse a little bit to see who's going to try and take that corridor on and slow it down.
How many late hits do you reckon we've seen, Freaky? So they haven't been crude, but I mean, have we seen 6 or 7? Probably
downfield.
Yeah,
undisciplined would be the perfect word for it, I'd say.
They've certainly been undisciplined. They hit the nail on the head.
Both sides have been.
Both sides.
Yeah, and I think I think the players, I'm not too sure if the coaches have made mention of it, but the players themselves probably need to take a little bit of note of that going into the second half of how the umpires are adjudicating the game. We saw Toby Costa give a silly free kick in the middle of the ground down the field, cost Myrtleford a goal. Albury way to kick it, and obviously that doesn't go through. It's only a 1 point margin at half time. So little things in close games like that, you just don't want to give the other team an inch. And they're very experienced players, but the umpires are the umpires. And as we've touched on, I think the game's been adjudicated quite fairly and quite well. The free kicks have been there. Yeah. It's just that the players just need to know how the umpires are going to officiate the game.
That's
that
right.
Makes sense.
And that, like you absolutely nailed it, Freaky. The coaches would have to be talking about this at half time, because it just, in such a close game, just one late hit there and one undisciplined one can mean the whole game. So it's got to be careful.
Craig Miller did make a slight mention of something like that at quarter time. Just don't do a selfish act, do something for the team. So don't do something silly like that. And just being able to keep the team first mentality, which they really took onto in that second quarter and took full toll of it. And Toby Costa was one, and it's probably why he got dragged straight after it.
Myrtleford, I think if you're going to break down the undisciplined acts, I know Costa we talked about gave away a really disappointing one. Almost feel like in a way that I think Myrtleford wouldn't mind that sort of hardness that they're running into that contest, especially coming up against Albury.
They got something out of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Got them back in the game.
I think they would have 100%, and Frankie and Miller would have known exactly that before the game as well, is that you got to be hard, and if you're going to give away a few free kicks, you're going to give away a free kick free kicks. I think it's more important for Myrtleford to be harder at that contest. They're always going to give away a few of them, but the free kick count is 19 to 11. So there's been a lot of free kicks paid in favour of Myrtleford.
They have made a stance. They have made a stance though today, haven't they? Like they've owned their home ground and said, nah, it's not going to be happening on our patch. They've really stood up today and they've played it pretty physically.
Well, how often do you see Myrtleford cop a flogging at this ground? You never have.
No,
never really.
Do. No.
But Lukey, obviously you and I saw them last week against Lavington. They were fairly disappointing last week. Outside of the first quarter, which I thought was similar to what the footy they played in this first half. So us on the outside probably expected from a side that has got some really quality players. Obviously Curtis didn't play last week either. You probably need to expect a response, and especially if you are at home, and especially against a quality side, you can't just... You need that response, and it's probably something that we can probably talk to Craig Miller later and post-match about, from a younger side particularly, being able to get that response. But it's going to be all in vain if they only do it for a half. And they've got to be able to do it for another half to keep themselves in this game, because if they do that again and keep playing the way they do, they're right up in this game. They've got every chance of winning it.
We'll go around the grounds quickly because there's some other games happening, and there's three real close ones in the SSNA Ovens and Murray round 11. Yarrawonga 5-5-35 over North Albury 3-6-24, so that one's a bit closer than what we probably anticipated in pre-game. Wodonga lead Wangaratta by 3 points, 7-2-44 over the Pies, 6-5-41. The Rovers have got a stranglehold over the Raiders, 8-7-55 against the Raiders, 1-6-12. And here at the McNamara Reserve, as we've spoken about, Albury lead Myrtleford by 7 points. It was the Myrtleford Alpine Saints as well in the netball by 20 goals, 60-40. We're going to take a break because Albury are out on the ground doing running at the moment. That was very short in the room. So Anthony Miles saying, nah, get back out there, boys, and fire up in the third quarter. The umpires aren't even out on the ground yet. We're going to take a break. Halftime done and dusted here on O&M Live. Remember, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading.
Inspiring.
Hands-on.
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Quarter action not too far away from starting for STY Metals here on O&M Live. I would call this perfect timing from the McNamara Reserve. Both players walking to their positions. Myrtleford trail the Albury Tigers by 7 points. So the Tigers led by a little bit at quarter time. They led by 17 points. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints certainly got their way back into that contest in the second quarter. What is the second half going to bring from the McNamara Reserve? There's Panda Escott with you, Lukey Francis, Dan Vacara and Brad Freak on the boundary for Waters here on 15-6-3 and E's O&M Live. The umpire holds the footy up, third quarter underway, and here's the voice of Lukey Francis for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
Here we go, Panda. Second half, just the 7 points in it. Whistle, would you believe?
Wow, what a surprise.
It's been the theme of the day. It's going to Elliot Power.
Lukey, the whistle-a-thon?
It's been a whistle-a-thon. Blake Escott, here we go. Look at Elliot Power. Burns out of the middle. High ball going in. Conlon just dropped it. Hurigon got swung around a big tackle. It was fair. And he's gone to ground. So 47 plays 40 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. We're at the McNamara Reserve. Here's Brad Freak for Wattis.
Yeah, just good an early entry there by Elliot Power as well to start this third quarter.
Jeffy Garlett, left foot snap on goal. It's to the near side. That would have been a brilliant start for the Albury Tigers. Jeffy's looked dangerous today. He's got 1 goal, 1. The Albury Tigers go to 7-6-48. Myrtleford 6-4-40. We've played 45 seconds on the Macca's time clock. Third quarter action for STY Metals. Del Bosco with the kick-in duties today. Another beautiful drop punt. Goes out wide here to Riley Forrest, who I think has been absolutely brilliant on Jacob Conlon today. Forrest kick not great, neither was that one as well from his Myrtleford Alpine Saints teammate Booker. Just got a little kick away, and the Albury Tigers have forced the turnover in here. O'Hara looks inboard, but Capillari first there for the Alpine Saints at half-back. They want to switch the football again. It's in the hands of Del Bosco. True centre half-back, and he kicks to the broadcast side.
Yeah, he does, Panda. He does come this way to Hourigan. Back to Del Bosco. How many has he had down on the 40-week stats?
17 he's had.
McPherson put it down. Daly. Then brought to ground. It is high. So Luke will take the kick here. So they lead by 8 points. He's in the back line and he wants to shift it out. So he's got Braden O'Hara and he comes out with a good kick to centre wing.
Good ball movement here by the Albury Tigers. It's been a feature of their play all day. Likewise for the Alpine Saints. Jeffy wants to go on the right. He fakes and he goes on the left. Good mark out there. Matt Walker. Too far out to score. 60 from home. Fires it in towards Conlon. Finally able to get one out in the Dukes in front of Riley Forrest. Marks deep in the pocket. Tied up against the boundary to take some effort from here.
Yeah, just another mark wide in the forward 50 for Albury, but just really good width kept by the Albury midfielders there, obviously out in that far wing to be able to open up the ground a little bit more for themselves.
So he runs around, arcs around, snaps it on goal, and it's been marked on the goal line by Heine Hennessy unattended. Oh, wow, that'll hurt the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and I think we heard the box next to us not happy
right.
indeed.
Ooh.
Craig Miller and crew, and Heine Hennessy has kicked his second goal. The Albury Tigers, what a start in this third quarter. They go to 54. The Saints 40. Brad Freak for Waters. Wow, I can't believe he marked that one unattended.
Yeah, I think he had young Sparks on him, and Sparks just didn't read the drop of the ball and slipped over just as he was taking off to follow Heine Hennessy. But that's what good forwards do. They stay in front and read the ball like Heine Hennessy did there. We haven't seen the ball carry too far from the distance that Conlon was having into the shot then, which was about 40-45 metres as well. So just really smart play by Colby Heine Hennessy to read the fly of the ball and put himself in front of the contest.
Gave him too much width. Freaky, you reckon, mate?
Yeah, mate. Width. It's a word. Look it up.
Urban Dictionary.
That thesaurus again. Freaky.
You were waiting to bring that one out, weren't you, Dan?
Oh, I love it.
I tell you what, you got a target on your back now.
Oh, you too, fair dinkum. Okay, Grills. And then a short one going forward to the arc of the 50. Garlett, nice pick up. Swings around on the left. Short one into Bice. Oh, well done by Hurrigan to get a fist to it. Defensively perfect. Ground level, Riccardi trying to weave his way out of the back line. Comes across to Bren. Gets there in time. Well done by the Saints. Still inside defensive 50. Comes off to Del Bosco. The kick had to be pinpoint, and it was. Now they switch it to the outer side. Aussie Wicks bouncing ball or Unthank. Came from nowhere. Spears it inside 50. Good footy. Garlett right on the 50 paint, Freaky.
Yeah, he certainly is. Beautiful delivery by Unthank there to Garlett.
Plays on. Young over the top. Jacobs. And then Harrington. That was Tyler. Garlett again to Booker, and they come out the Saints.
Yeah, finally find a teammate here in Austin Wicks. He's at half back. Goes short here. Capillari now, almost in the middle of the McNamara reserve. He's got a lovely left foot kick.
12 touches for Capillari too, boys.
That one finds the deck, puts McPherson under a fair bit of pressure. Booker, he gets a kick away. That one finds the ground as well. Costas sliding in, far side. Hand passes out here to McPherson, who's able to get around the O'Hara tackle. Tries to hand pass it towards Costa. He wanted a high free kick. Umpire wasn't buying it. Bice dives over the football for the Albury Tigers. He's got to get rid of it. Umpire says no. Give it to me. Ball up, stoppage, far side of the McNamara reserve. The Tigers by 14. Early stages, third quarter on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard.
And we must say that Hugh Wales was a laid out for the Saints today. Usually plays in the number 3, Guernsey. And unfortunately, Elijah Wales did a hammy last weekend against the Panthers. He was very good up until that point. Here's Page over the top now to Parnell. And he's about to play on. Sends it inside 50. Walker comes to ground level. So well done by Young. And then receives it back. Short, too short. And now Capillari. Defensive 50, wants to wheel back. Look at that for a kick.
Beautiful.
That's wonderful into Hurrigan. So on the true half-back flank, the Saints, McNamara reserve, Brad Freak, Dan Vaccaro, Blaise Escott and Luke Francis with you.
Declan Brand got the one major today. Kick safe down the line. Asks a lot of Toby Cossa, who provides a contest, but I think he gives away a free kick here. It's a free kick to the Albury Tigers. And Luke Daly, who's playing in defence today. He's played everywhere in season 2023. The captain, former coach, goes short to Hillary. Albury still in their own defensive half. And they want to switch the football, use these elite foot skills, which they have. A brilliant user is O'Hara. That's a beautiful kick in the middle of the ground. It just hit the deck at the last minute, which allowed McPherson to go in and win it for the Saints. Hand pass flicks out the back here to Curtis. His hands were even quicker to Sharp. Snaps on board, inside forward 50. Maraca at ground level, just toe pokes it to space. Capillari might be there. Hillary was first there for the Tigers, who just sock it off the ground. Intercepted by Aussie Wicks, who goes short brilliantly to Kyle Winter-Irving for the Saints. 40 out directly in front, he marks.
Yeah, beautiful delivery there from Austin Weeks. Just lowered his eyes. Could have blazed away the goals there, but just found the right player at the right time. And Kyle Winter-Irving. The pressure from Myrtleford to start this third term has been outstanding. You see the turnover in the middle of the ground and just been able to use the ball quite well to start this third quarter.
So Kyle Winter-Irving yet to kick a major. Drop punt on the way is home. The car horns sound around the McNamara reserve. And they answer back in this third quarter. Winter-Irving gets his first, and the margin is back to 8 points. Albury lead on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro.
Myrtleford just refusing to let this game go away. They have been so competitive and brave. Tom Capillari already's had 4 touches this quarter in the opening 7 minutes, so he's at 14 for the game, and Mitchie Del Bosco's had 18 for the game for this quarter already. And you did ask before, Penner, and you will receive it. Ben Paddle is on debut today, so you've got it 2 quarters and a half later. I found out the news, so Ben Paddle, debut.
Asking you shall receive at some stage, Dan Vaccaro.
Harvey Norman betting scoreboard up at the McNamara Reserve. Albury 8-6-54. Myrtleford 7:46. And we've nearly gone 8 minutes, third term.
Good game of footy.
On the McDonald's time clock, Panda. Here we go. Back in the middle. Yes, solid contest. Unthank. In fact, it was Spencer Jones and then Page. Capillari. Jake Sharp over the top to Cossa. Now a long high ball entry going in for the Saints. Good mark or put to ground. And there's a whistle by Byrne. And what's happened? The umpire, Freaky?
Yeah, just a bit high on Maxi Byrne there, right in front of in the goal mouth of Myrtleford.
And switches it out to the outer side. Spencer Jones off his chest. Regains though on the second attempt to Unthank. Out to Grills and went by him. Bren just got rid of him. Then Harrington wants to come back. Then a high ball going up towards McPherson. Put it ground. Brand, some wild play here at the moment. Byrne again for the Tigers, and he gets it on the boot, Panda.
Yeah, he does. Kick might come back, though, because it's all Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Big Cossa just jams it on the boot, floats it inside 50. Conlon gets rid of Booker, and there's going to be a free kick here to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints inside forward 50.
Yeah, just pushed him out of the way there. Bren's going to go back. I think it was Maraka, that's going to go back and have the it's Riley Booker, he's going to go back and have the set shot here. But really good play there by Myrtleford just to hem Albury into that part of the ground, just try and get repeat entries and give themselves another shot of goal here.
How'd you go there, Freaky, on the third time lucky, mate?
At least I got it right in the end, Dan. That's all that matters.
Panda was telling me to say something.
I
didn't want to say anything.
a single thing.
That's under the bus.
I tell you what, you better not stuff up, Dan Vaccaro. Freaky will be all over it. In the meantime, Riley Booker will kick from 47 metres on a 45-degree angle, the youngster. Kick on the way. It's there. It's snuck through. And the Saints are back within 2 points. A steal line goal that over Riley Booker.
Bit of a conference going on down here.
Oh, okay.
There's a protest from Albury by the looks of it.
The goal umpire loves it, you could tell. This would be a goal.
So all 5 umpires, boundary, goal, field, are all there. It's touched. Oh, wow.
He got talked into that, I reckon.
So it's touched. So I think the umpire was going to pay it as a sausage. Through for a minor score after all that. Myrtleford 47, Albury 54 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. 10 minutes gone, third term.
Yeah, I reckon he's been talked out of that one, Panda, to O'Hara.
I reckon he has too.
Yeah, this is centre wing, and then wants to get one back to Luke Daly, retreating, losing ground to Lucas Conlon. And then a kick forward, down towards centre wing. Saints mop up through Wicks. Looping hand pass to Del Bosco. Del Bosco, here they come again, the Saints. Ball's going to go over the top. Hillary got hands to it. Ground level, Booker. Or ran back into traffic, gets around, right foot snap. Oh, he misses. Gee, so 54 plays 48. We're back to a goal margin, Panda. We've got a beauty on our hands. Let's go back down to Freaky for Wattis.
Yeah, Jake Page is just about to come back on the ground here, boys. Just noticed he's got some strapping on his left hamstring. Just have to keep an eye on that as the game wears on.
Been good, Jake Page. He's had 12 touches today on the 40-week stat sheet.
So Myrtleford certainly having the better of this third quarter at the moment. They've got to make the most of it, though. Sharp, just a little bit over the top there on Hillary. Just gave him a little nudge to let him know that he's here. Hillary's kick shocking. Turned over by Capillari. Myrtleford are up for the fight, certainly in this third quarter for STY medals. Capillari on centre wing. His number's Dan Vaccaro.
Tom Capillari, this is his 15th touch, Panda.
Kicks it laconically down the line. Pack forms. Not able to mark there was Conlon. McPherson was brought down under a lot of heat. And it's another inside 50 stoppage for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who trailed this ball game by one straight kick. 48 plays 54 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard.
And a contest, Wicks gets wrapped up by some Tigers in Powell and also Mullet, and the umpire's going to have it.
McMenamin also been on the pine a lot as well, Freak. He's on the exercise bike right in front of us.
Wicks has a shot out of the stoppage. It's gone through for another behind. Okay, so 5 points. The Tigers lead by here. We've gone 12 in the third term on the McDonald's time clock. Oh, gee, this is interesting. Now, again, if you're trying to get the vision up on your plasma, there's nothing wrong with your TV. You don't have to keep unplugging it and turning it on and off. We've just with no vision today, but we hope you're enjoying the broadcast just the same on 15.663 and E. Parnell, Del Bosco. Ball's at the entrance end. Here's Curtis. He's been unbelievable today. Ball hits the ground. Riccardi. And it's gone out of bounds, Panda.
Has indeed for the Old Town and Country Tavern. Inside 50 numbers this third term, Dan Vaccaro.
Myrtleford 6, Panda 2, Albury's 5.
So they're owning a bit of territory here, the Alpine Saints. Had a good last 5 minutes. They just need to get a score here. Horrigan tried to get a quick snap forward. Conlon was grabbed high, was he? Umpire says no.
I think he threw the head back Conlon a little bit there, just quietly.
Hamish Gilmore, Dan.
Sorry, that was my apologies.
That was
I said it
Panda's
was
fault,
Conlon.
Brad. Jeez, he was onto it though, wasn't
No,
he?
he was. There's another whistle here, and there's another free kick, and it's going to go the way of the Albury Tigers, who moved the footy really quickly straight away. It is Lucas Conlon. His hand pass hangs a long time in the air. Luke Daly fires it off to the running man, Page, who goes down the line. Kelly marks centre wing. Good movement here by the Tigers. They lead by 5 points. Open 50. Kelly fires it up to the half-forward flank. Conlon not able to mark it on his chest. Forrest has done really well in that matchup. Harrington, that was Damon, does really well as well. He exits D50 and kicks to centre wing.
And Tyler Harrington, he's at ground level. And then Riccardi works around onto the right boot, hooks it back, looking
Smart
for
kick.
Cossa. So the big man has it. He's right of centre wing on the outskirts. The far side. Long kick, heading up towards the 50. Contest down there. Here's Page coming away from the Tigers. Curtis had a crack at him. High ball. And then, Bice over the top. Great mark. Plays on quickly to Grills. So the Tigers here have a chance to score. They go inside 50 now. Forrest, read the play beautifully, but just put the ball to ground. Then Del Bosco, the 1-2 with Curtis, back to Del Bosco, and they come out this way, and the mark is taken by Levi Young, Panda.
Riley Bice out there before. He was down and out on the ground. Powell's wrapped up Levi Young inside 50, brought him to ground. He was in no man's land there, was Levi Young, just on a different planet. Powell swooped and caught him holding the ball, and he'll line up for the Tigers, 45 out, 45-degree angle.
Just really good pressure there by Elliot Powell in that forward half there to create that. Probably just need to go long down the line, as Myrtleford have many times in this third quarter already. Just take some territory and just get the ball out of your back half. They've been able to lock the ball into their forward half quite well this quarter, Myrtleford, so just need to get that territory and just get their bodies behind the footy and just keep the ball in their forward half.
I was saying before, Riley Bice was down and out in that contest when he took that flying mark before on the ground about 10 seconds before. Bounce back up, took a mark. Powell in the meantime starts his approach. Drop punt on the way. Looks pretty good. It's across the face. And a sigh of relief goes through the camp of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. 8-7-55 the Tigers. The Saints 7-7-49. Back to a 6-point ball game on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. 15 gone in this third term.
And Grills sees it over the chalk. How have you seen the third term so far, Freaky?
Yeah, Myrtleford have had a lot of the play. Obviously, Albury have been able to kick that goal early in the quarter, get it back out to a 2-goal margin. But Myrtleford have had plenty of the play. They just haven't been able to capitalise on the footy. Both teams are coming in the contest really hard. So it's interesting to see how the final moments of this third term pans out.
Brad Freak for Waters. Now, Dan, we'll get our leading possession getter for each team here as the ball goes out of bounds, thanks to 40 wins.
So Braden O'Hara on my stat sheet is leading the way, so he's up to 16 touches for the day. But Mitch Del Bosco, he's had 22. He's had the most touches on the ground, I would say. He's been in fantastic form today.
Really quickly around the grounds, the Pies by 20 over Wodonga and Yarrawonga by 19 over North Albury.
Luke Daly takes the mark for the Tigers here, so it came out to him. He's about 70 out from goal. Shooting towards the river end. Rolling ball inside 50, picked up by O'Hara. Gets one to O'Brien, left foot, tumbling ball. Is it gone through? No, one behind. So that gets the margin out to 7. And we're going 16.5 here, third term on the Macca's time clock, Panda.
We have indeed. Third quarter action for STY Metals. Panda Escott, Dan Vaccaro, Brad Freak, and Lukey Francis for the Old Town and Country Tavern. A ripping game here on 3E's O&M Live. Del Bosco just racks up another 40 winks disposal. It's the easiest disposal in football.
I think they've got to change it, Panda.
You reckon? No,
Yeah.
I like it. I was a person that tried to eke out a few of those back in the day.
Oh, what a scammer.
Ball in dispute at half-back here for the Saints. O'Hara's wrapped up an Alpine Saint and brought him down to the ground, and we'll have a ball up, 70 out from Albury's goal. They lead by 7 points. We're a tick over halfway gone in this third quarter for STY Metals.
Muller out of the ruck, fell in the hands of Curtis. How many now, Dan Vaccaro?
He's up to 20, Curtis.
Coming after this ball is Bice. Harrington, Daly. Then back to Riley Bice now. He picks it up. And Bice ended up with the ball. Now, this is a sling tackle here because brought to ground was Hayes.
Holding the ball.
I was holding the ball.
Riley Sharp absolutely nailed him, though.
Yeah, the Albury boys definitely didn't like that one on the first gamer, and Ollie Hayes, and obviously remonstrated with the Myrtleford boys.
50.
It looks like there's going to be a 50-metre penalty, as you rightfully call there, Panda.
Yeah, well, this is a situation where they can't let the Tigers kick the next one, the Saints, so they got to try and make something of this forward entry here, Freaky.
Yeah, good 50 too. Plenty of...
That's 75 metres.
50.
They won't be complaining. Riley Sharp, in the meantime, kicks it in towards the direction of Winter Irving, who made a contest, but it's all Tigers at ground level. They go right down the middle of the ground. Powell marks.
Conlon's just come on the ground.
Yep, you're right. Freaky called it beautifully for Waters. Conlon sneaks on. This is Jacob. Marks it wide and fires it inside 50. Walker's got the front posse, and Walker takes it in the Dukes out in front of Forrest. Great Albury Tiger movement. Walker will line up for goal number 3 on a tight angle, 40 out.
Yeah, as we touched on, Jacob Conlon just snuck on onto the ground there from the bench, and Elliot Powell found him and just kicked the ball out in a nice bit of space for Matt Walker. The only person that was going to mark it. He actually pinpointed that around 3 Myrtleford defenders, so had to get that kick right, otherwise the Saints would have cleaned it up or got it out of bounds. So beautiful kick by Conlon, and an even better mark from Matty Walker to be able to take it. But again, another mark wide in the pocket. It's going to take a really good kick to put this one through.
So Matt Walker playing his VFL football down at North Melbourne. He's a star. It's a beautiful drop punt kick. He liked it off the boot, but it's just to the near side. Matt Walker, he's now got 2 goals, 1. The Tigers go to 8-9-57. Myrtleford 7-7-49 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. The margin sits at 8. 19 played on the Macca's time clock, third term.
Dan, can you give us a standout stat for the third term, thanks to 40 Wings?
Asking a lot of him at the moment, Luke.
Yeah,
I like it.
We've got to get him working here,
It's probably more so the fact that Albury have had more inside 50s than Myrtleford, but I feel like Myrtleford have been really good in this quarter, so they're up to 9 inside 50s and 2 marks going forward to Myrtleford 7.
Heine Hennessy, centre wing, so the Saints have turned this over. Now, Heine Hennessy wants to shift it back, true half-back flank to Spencer Jones. Now, what's he going to do here, Spencer? He wants to come back our broadcast side. Now, that's a high hope and pray kick. Oh, gee. Good fist away. Good contest. This is Capillari mopping up. Curtis, good throw back to Capillari, and it was Dean to throw, so he didn't disguise that one at all, Freaky.
No, he didn't. He just probably went with a hand up, just need to go down a little bit there to be able to get in. Capillari doesn't look like he's in a
gee, that'd be a big loss.
Yep, he's hit his head there on the ground, Capillari, and he's in a lot of trouble, I reckon. Slowly, oh no.
She got up quick then after that.
Wizzy just bounced up. Here we are thinking they may call a stretcher, and Capillari's running back to his position.
He's got mud on one side of his face. He's a bit dazed here. He's going to come. I think he might be coming to the bench. Oh, no, he's going back.
Extraordinary. Anyway, Jake Page has turned it over in the meantime for the Albury Tigers. Addison Bedendo for the Saints has it at centre half back. Margin still at 8. Yellow and black lead. Bedendo tries to bite off a dangerous one in the middle of the ground. Has been intercepted by Jacob Conlon for the Albury Tigers. He kicks to Parnell, who just misjudged his run. Overran the football. Levi Young marks for the Saints. Plays on with a hand pass to Del Bosco. He flicks it on to Wicks. Plays aggressively down the middle. Sloppy football here at the minute. Kelly couldn't mark. Right in the middle of the mud. Probably not where what the big fella wants to be. Another whistle and another free kick here. This time it's against Sharp. But the advantage is taken here by the Tigers. Heine Hennessy's got it on centre wing.
He does, Pander, and he goes to Bice. Oh, I thought he was almost tackled without it there. The ball eventually got to him and he marked it. So either way, he ends up with possession, Riley. He's 70 from home. Gets onto the left, drills it in. Look at that for Walker. Oh, Del Bosco, good front spot. Forrest went to Del Bosco. He might be gone. He is. Okay. So we've got a scenario where the Albury Tigers lead by 8 points. If you just joined us.
No, it's a reverse.
It's reversed.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is extraordinary.
8 points. And a 50. A 50. Yep. Downfield, rightio, Pandas. So this is big in the context of this game.
14th touch this quarter for Mitch Del Bosco too, boys.
And the boxers next to us are very fiery as well. We feel a little bit small in here, and Josh Maraka has marked
huge
45 metres out
Yeah, it is.
on a 45-degree angle. So freaky for Waters. Albury having a shot on goal at one end.
Yeah.
Now it's the Myrtleford Alpine Saints at the other.
Yeah, Colby Hine-Hennessy just dragged one of the Myrtleford players over the top, and it was just for holding the man going the other way. And Josh Maraka now going to have a shot. He had young Ashton McPherson in the goal scorer, a bit of space, but went back to see if he can put the ball through himself instead.
This is a massive kick from Josh Maraka. Drop punt on the way, and he's hooked it. Viciously hooked it, and it's through for a behind. A let-off for the Tigers. Myrtleford 7-9-50. Or 7-8-50, I should say. Albury 8-9-57. So the margin's back to 7 points on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. We have played 23 minutes on the Macca's time clock. How many free kicks in this game or reversals, Dan, have we seen?
I'll get that back to you, Ben. I'm
You'll
just
be there all day
now.
adding it up.
Freaky Saints just can't afford to give away a goal here close to three-quarter time.
No, they certainly can't. It looks like Albury's moved Jacob Conlon up the ground as well.
Oh, Garlett's out the back inside 50. Ball gets to him.
Muller.
And Muller over the top. Oh, no. Muller walks in, kicks a goal. The Tigers get away. 13 points, and that hurts the Saints. We're just talking about it. It stings, Freaky.
Yeah, it certainly does there, Lukey, as well. Obviously, we've touched on it all day. You give Albury some space around the ground and they can eat it up pretty quickly and hurt you going the other way. We saw no different there. Jeffy Garlett's been involved in a lot of the Albury goals in goal assist today. I think he's been really good in that forward half. He's been very active, and big Isaac Muller down there down in that back half is just roaming around. Actually, interestingly enough, boys, we see here Jacob Conlon hasn't had a lot of the ball, but he's actually taking this centre bounce, not as the ruckman, but as an extra midfielder, probably looking to get another big body in around the centre of the ground. The Albury Tigers are.
Interesting, and just the free kick count, Panda, you asked. There's been 40 free kicks this game, so 22 free kicks for Myrtleford and 18 for Albury.
Wow, 40 free kicks in 60-odd minutes of football. It's a lot, but I reckon the umpires have got a lot of them right today. They've been pretty good. Here the Albury Tigers go through McMenamin. Fires out wide here to the kid on debut. It's Oliver Hayes. Kicks down the line looking for Muller. Ball hit the deck. Toby Cossa. Oh, just balks around Jimmy Grills and fires a hand pass to Del Bosco. Good movement. Capillari under a bit of pressure. Del Bosco likewise. O'Hara wraps him up. The intensity's lifted in this game. Grills dives in there. Lots of players around this footy. After that, a stalemate, a stoppage at half forward for the Tigers. 24 minutes played. And the siren, just a little press. It's gone.
Just a little tease,
yeah. Three-quarter time has just sounded here at the McNamara Reserve. Only the 3 goals in that third quarter. 1 to Hine-Hennessy, 1 to Winter Irving, and that last one then to Muller. So after all that, Albury take a 13-point lead into the last change. 9-9-63 over Myrtleford 7-8-50. When we come back, Dan Vaccaro with our Optus Quartus Best. O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
At the McNamara Reserve, it's a 13-point lead to the Albury Tigers over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Really good game of footy here on 15/663, and I hope you're enjoying the action here on this Saturday, the 1st of July. Pinch and a punch for the first day of the month, Dan Vaccaro. How about I turn everyone's microphones on and that'll be a little easier.
I would have given you a cold answer to them. I just would have gone, yep, whatever.
Who were the Optus quarters best, please?
Well, the Optus quarters best for that. Quarter for Myrtleford was definitely Mitch Dalbosco. Had 16 disposals,
How many
Lukey Francis.
kick-ins?
That's amazing.
There were a lot of kick-ins.
He
was
gets
good.
the kick-ins.
He was good.
Because he's a beautiful kick. So
Good player.
you're all for the kick-ins being counted. So
I am.
He's up to 30 disposals for the game, so
Luke
he's
Francis
leading the way.
was trying to put a sponsor sheet onto our
very
broadcast
distracting.
here, and
It
he is butchering it. It's just a little
Guys,
bit of
There's not many tradies at the 2AY call team.
Can
is
I
there?
just let you know, our fourth term will be brought to you by APCO Wangaratta.
Thank you. The best service station on the planet, Panda.
On the
But Braden
planet.
O'Hara as well from Albury has been really good. He was in the coalface and he had 7 touches that quarter, 18 for the game. So he's been one of Albury's best as well on the Optus quarter's best.
Freaky boundary side for Waters.
Yeah, went over and had listened to Anthony Miles and the Albury Tigers huddle in that third for the quarter time there, just looking to get the pressure acts right up in this last quarter. They dominated the pressure acts in the first quarter, he said, and that scoreboard took care of itself. So looking to do something similar in that today. Also, boys, Braden McMenamin is done for the game as well, boys, as you touched on earlier, Pandy. He was on the bench looking a bit sore, but he's done for the day now.
So that's no good for
Good work by Freaky, though. How good was that?
Very well done. Not good for young Braden McMenamin, who's having a pretty good year, and another one of these products coming out of a very impressive Albury Tigers program.
Tell you what, Pan, it's a fair crowd here today, considering the conditions, isn't there?
A lot in their cars as well.
This is a good day, Mert, mate. All the Myrtleford locals are out and about.
Yeah.
We make a lot of the weather, but I mean, it's not that bad. It's
No,
1 or
it's
2
not.
degrees cooler
It's
than
not
what it is
fine.
in Albury or
You just got to
Wodonga
harden up
or
and get down here.
Wangaratta.
Harden up and get down here. If not,
1 or 2 degree
listen
difference.
I said to Dan on the way up, you always think Myrtleford's going to be cold, but whenever you get up here, it's never as bad as what you think it is.
No.
It's been a
Wait
nice
till the
day.
end of July.
We had some sun peek out in that third quarter as well, so hopefully
You
we can
got
get a bit. I had to get the 50 plus out, mate.
The paint started melting off, didn't it, Freaky?
I needed it.
Tell you what, Freaky, you've been pretty tame today. I mean, Dan's absolutely hammered you from pillar to post.
But you can see why I have to put up with him 6 days a week.
And then he got a long road trip back after a couple of beers at the Myrt Hotel later on.
The Pies better win, I tell you that much.
The Bombers better win either as well. And who's going to win this game? Let's find out. Lukey Francis for APCO Wangaratta. It's the Tigers by 13.
It is, Panda. Here we go. Final turn. What a beauty it will be. Stick with us. There goes O'Brien off the ground, just to the edge of the 50 for the Tigers. Heine Hennessy got hands to it. O'Brien again, right foot, heading towards the sticks at the entrance end. Bouncing over the back, one behind. So that gets it out to 14 points, Dan Vaccaro. The Tigers lead.
It does, and a good start by Albury getting the first centre clearance out, and Mitch Delbosco to take the kick in.
Tommy O'Brien was one that Anthony Miles pointed out at the three-quarter time huddle, wanting to get his leg speed back into the game and immediate impact in the first 30 seconds of the game, this last quarter.
Put him down for another 40 winks, Dan Vaccaro.
It is, you're running with that rule, Panda, so you better embrace it.
As Mitchy Delbosco goes really short into the pocket.
31 for Mitch Delbosco.
31.
Finds Horrigan, who kicks down the line looking for Forrest. Unthank just edged him out of the way, and Riccardi tracks it over the boundary line. Pardon me, we will have it thrown back into play. 50, 60 metres around from Albury's goal. O'Brien firing on goal earlier and putting it through for a behind. So Albury 64, Myrtleford 50. We've gone a minute on the Macca's time clock. Fourth quarter action for the best service station in the planet. It is APCO Wangaratta.
Muller went inside 50. Heine Hennessy put it down. Conlon tried to get it to Page. Sliding through on his knees was Harrington. Both Harrington boys there, and the ball is going to be wrapped up. So this is about 60 from home to the entrance end, or the Myrtleford town end. The Albury Tigers lead by 14 points. Let's have a look. Ball hits the ground. O'Brien did well. Left foot, high ball going inside 50 for the Tigers.
Oh.
Ball out the back, pushed under the ball. Yep. It'll be Walker who'll get it, Freaky.
Yeah, he did get a bit of push in the back there, Matty Walker. He cleaned up his Saints opponent who's on the ground. I can't quite see who that is at the moment. But
Tyler
Harrington, good pick up there, Pandy. But yeah, big kick here from Matt Walker to be able to put the Tigers up by 20 points to start this last quarter. It's going to be a long way to come back from Myrtleford if he can pop this one through.
Hold your horses. There'll be a reversal here in a second.
It's been one of those
It's only
days,
happened 8 times
hasn't
today.
it, Dan? Yeah. So this to get it out to 20 for the Tigers. So it would be a 4-goal break. It'll make it hard for the Saints. Still only early, though. Final term. Let's have a look. Walker. That is a textbook kick. It's a 20-point margin. Yellow and black. Walker's got 3. As we go to Dan Vaccaro on the 40-week stats.
Yeah, exactly what Albury wanted at the start of this last quarter. Already gone inside forward 53 times and a finish there by Walker. So really positive start. They just seem to be moving the ball quite freely at the moment. And they're leaving the door just ajar for Myrtleford, but it's looking pretty sombre now. Can't really see Albury giving up a 4-goal lead in the last.
You've called this you've done it a few
Dan.
times. He's gone early a few times.
The game is done.
Come
And
on, Dan.
dearie me. Last time he did this at the McNamara Reserve.
No. Come on, we've got to have something on
The
this, Panda.
Myrtleford Alpine Saints came back and won. If Myrtleford win, you owe me a palm.
You're doing a lap. You're doing a lap, Dan.
May as well pack her up now, boys.
It's as simple as this, and you can pay for the gravy as well.
Extra
Simon
gravy.
Curtis, extra gravy, goes forward, inside forward 50. Good fist there from the Tigers. Hillary off the ground, just got it outside defensive 50. Great tackle from Curtis on Grills, nailed him. Holding the ball, so the Saints with a chance here. Curtis wants it back quick. A lot of Tigers inside forward 50. One of them is Muller, just getting himself in the hold. He juggled it, but he took the defensive mark in front of Ashton McPherson. That's what good ruckmen do. Get himself and work themselves back into the contest. The Tigers 70, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 50 as Muller fires down the line. A good mark taken by Heine Hennessy right in front of our broadcast position.
He does, right on the fringe of the boundary line. Now he chips one into Muller. Great kick. Gets him true half-back flank. The Saints calling for 50 because it was knocked out of Muller's hands. Umpire didn't agree. To centre wing, O'Hara. Oh, well done, Jacobs. Just took the mark. Sitting behind him. Now, how can they work it forward from here? Nice kick to Maraca. Now, he's about 80 from home. He's got to try and find a Saint. Here he goes inside 50. Booker. Oh, good hands.
Wow.
Freaky. What about the mitts?
Beautiful hands in the conditions. Really, really strong mark there by Riley Booker.
That was a ripper. High ball going in. The Saints need something from this. Sharp. Out the back. Ball at ground level. Tigers are going to mop up through Bice, Panda.
Yeah, they are. Bice goes short. and finds Jake Page. His numbers, Dan Vaccaro.
Jake Page will be coming up for his 17th, Panda.
Margin still 20. Tigers lead. 4 minutes played, Macca's time clock in this quarter. The last one, thanks to APCO Wangaratta. So here's Bice. Worked hard all day. And he opens up the ground beautifully. Fine grills at half-back. This is brilliant Tigers movement through the middle of the ground. O'Hara kicks into space. There's a couple of Tigers down there. The ball just didn't find his teammate. Walker brought down Wicks. Dangerous hand pass back there from the Saints. Picked up here by O'Hara. It was a great tackle. O'Hara snaps, goal bound, and it just tracks across the face and through for a minor score. A let-off there for the Saints. Albury 10-11-71. Myrtleford 7-8-50. 21-point margin, 5 minutes played, final quarter.
Been one of their best today, Braden O'Hara. He's up to 20 disposals as well, and he's been really potent going forward for Albury Tigers.
Yeah, final term, 15-6-6-3-E. Brad Freak, Dan Vaccaro, Blake Ascott and Luke Francis up here in this beautiful scenic mountain town of Myrtleford. And the Tigers second on the ladder behind the Pigeons on percentage only. So they're both 7-2. Now to the centre wing. This is Harrington.
Any towns like this around Waggalookie?
Damon. No, you'd probably have to come up sort of this way, Panda, towards the hills. If you.
What about Mara?
For the mountain towns. No, it's on the flat. Booker goes in. Bren picks it up. Back to Booker. And then to Capillari. Long one out to Hourigan. They've got to try and get a shot on the sticks here. Put it down, Hourigan. Power did very well for the Tigers. Took on about 3. Saints. And now Page. He was just looking for a teammate, and Bice.
Bice, left foot kick, comes out to the broadcast side. Grills just held his width beautifully, and he's in a paddock here. Left foot kick down the line. Heine Hennessy working hard. Conlon leads and then tracks back, and Heine Hennessy goes inboard. It's been marked here by Will Unthank. He's got a beautiful left foot leg inside 50, over the head of Conlon. It lands in the lap of Muller, who tried to claim the mark. Not paid, said the umpire. Muller just handballed to space. Riccardi tracking back for the Saints. On to Curtis, who calmly goes back to Alex Jacobs, and he goes short here to Tyler Harrington, deep in his own defensive pocket. Tigers by 21.
And then Curtis got brought to ground from behind by Parnell. Ball came out. Riccardi got it down the line. Sharp. Riley put it down. Got it on the second attempt. Went over the top now. Oh, gee. McPherson got taken high.
Lucky. Fumbled.
So they've got it now about 70 out for Saints. So they trail by 21. We've gone 7.5 on the Macca's time clock, final term. So they really need a goal from this entry. Well, time's going to get away from them. In goes McPherson. Riley Sharp got hands to it. Bren. And it's gone out of bounds. Rightio, Freaky, we'll go back down to you for Waters.
Yeah, Myrtleford just haven't been as clean around below their knees in the last 5 minutes of the footy, and it's really cost them. We saw that last passage of play at their top of their 50, and they fumbled it, and Ellie Power able to get it away. And just in that last passage there as well with McPherson, lucky enough to get the high free kick and reload, but they just need to be a little bit cleaner if they want to get right back into this game.
You can hear the slap off Muller's hands there as he slapped that ball. Beautiful kick-off goal there from the Saints. That's a great finish. I think it was Damon Harrington. Well called, Freaky. That was a wonderful finish. He roved the tap from Muller brilliantly. He ran 10 metres, took his time and steady with the drop punt and nailed it. That is a steer line goal of the day. And the margin's back to 15 points. Albury 71, Myrtleford 56. 8 played on the Work Locker Wangaratta scoreboard.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a great finish there by Myrtleford. And they're just keeping the door ajar here. They've got to kick 3 more unanswered goals. And Simon Curtis, he's just playing a really great game. He's up to 24 disposals. He's had 4 already this quarter. Brody Riccardi has started really, really hot as well. He's had 3. Mitch Del Bosco's had the 3 touches. He's up to 33 disposals for the day, Lukey. So looking good, Myrtleford. Albury just got to hold him off.
Rightio, here we go, Dan. So 15 points of margin. Let's have a close look at this for our listeners on 15-6-6-3-E. Muller off the ground from the ruck contest. Del Bosco picked it up though off half back. It is smothered by Bice. Ball at ground level. Page got hands to it. O'Hara went in. Look at them tearing in for the pill now. Del Bosco again. Tigers have got him. Spins out of it. Gets it on the boot. So the ball's bouncing towards Jacob Conlon. He's on true centre wing. Puts the foot down, swings one back.
Wow.
To Parnell. So Parnell, half forward flank for the Tigers. Now he's going to go with a high, long one. Inside 50. Players going back out the back. And Harrington mops up. So that was Tyler. Brought down McPherson, was it?
Capillari.
It was Capillari. Yep, Panda brought to ground, and this could ice the game for the Tigers, Freaky.
Yeah, Jeffy Garlett again with that forward pressure as well. He's just been outstanding, I think, in that forward half. He hasn't obviously had a lot of the footy, but I think he's been really influential in a lot of their forward plays with his score assists and just his general pressure in that forward half, and epitomised there with that chase down there of McPherson, and hopefully go back and kick his second goal for the day.
This might make it too hard for the Saints. It's back out to 21. For the yellow and black in round 11 at the McNamara Reserve. Let's go back to Dan Vaccaro, 40 Wink Stats.
Yeah, almost puts that to bed. They've got they're probably all over now, I reckon, boys. Aubrey Tigers they're not going to give up this lead late in the fourth quarter, and what a great finish there by Jeff Garlett. They've gone inside 55 times, and they've just been really potent going inside 50. Jakey Page, he's touched the ball 3 times this quarter. Elliot Power, Riley Bice, Braden O'Hara, they've all got their hands in the footy this quarter as well, and they're able to put the game to bed, Lukey.
Yeah, it's going to be hard now, Panda.
It is for the Old Town and Country Tavern. Fourth quarter for APCO Wangaratta. 10.5 gone. Macca's time clock and the margins at 21. Wonderful forward presence there from Jeff Garlett, who just snuck up on Capillari. No talk, and he absolutely nailed him. On hands and knees, Maracas' kick was intercepted by Conlon, whose left foot kick a couple of moments ago was absolutely splendid. Garlett just got rid of Harrington, and there's a free kick here to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. A great tackle there from Alex Jacobs on Walker. Absolutely nailed him. And he's got it at right half back, broadcast side. As Jacobs goes really short to Riccardi, who looks inboard straight away. Finds Capillari. Still in his own defensive half. How many for Capillari, Dan Vaccaro?
This will be his 20th, Panda.
He sits it up. A very interesting kick towards Bedendo. It was a kick in hope in the end. He had Conlon up against him and Hillary, and Hillary's able to mark it for the Tigers. He just 9-irons it up down the line, spills out the back here to Matt Walker. Harrington as well for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Walker applies an aggressive tackle, and it'll be balled up inside forward 50 for the Tigers, who lead by 21, 77-56 on the Work Locker Wangaratta scoreboard. We played 11 minutes in the Macca's time clock.
Yeah, so they might trail by 4 goals, Freaky, the Saints, but gee, they're a completely different team to the one we saw last week against Lavington.
Yeah, completely different side this week. A lot more hard and contested around the footy, and just haven't been a lot more going forward. They've been a lot more clinical compared to last week. Luke, I think last week they only had the 7 or 8 shots at goal, and this week they've been able to generate 16 pings at goal. So a much better performance by the Saints today. Obviously going up against a very tough opponent, the Albury Tigers, but they probably hold their heads up high, and the way they've played from start to finish so far has been outstanding.
Freaky's been great for us for Waters down on ground level this afternoon. Ball at ground level after the throw in. Page got swung around off to O'Brien. He's been playing well in the second half. And then Tyler Harrington got a fist to it. Garlett sweeps it out to Spencer Jones. High chip kick going inside 50. Bice takes the mark. Well done. Had to wait for it. And with patience and got it, Freaky.
Yeah, absolutely. Just another little link in the Albury offence that they've got, just been able to find the right player at the right time. Riley Bice, who's spent a little bit more time in the forward half in this season as well, is just becoming another damaging player for him. And it's the luxury they've got today of playing Matt Walker as well. I think Jacob Conlon this last quarter, he hasn't had a massive game, but this last term he's done some really nice things. They've been able to put him in the middle of the ground, so he's been able to use his leg speed and get around the ground and deliver the ball beautifully for the Tigers in this last term.
Riley Bice is 40 metres out from the entrance end. Is to get it out to 27 and a 5-goal break, and that's the game right there. So the Tigers will take the points in round 11 after the McNamara Reserve. The Saints very good today, but the yellow and black the better team on the day, Panda.
Yes, indeed. Margin now at 27 points, 13 played on the Macca's time clock. Last quarter action for APCO Wangaratta. We'll just go around the grounds momentarily. Yarrawonga 9-10-64 over the North Albury Hoppers 5-10-40. 24-point margin to North Albury. So in terms of percentage, that's probably not all that bad for the North Albury Hoppers. Wodonga 9-5-59. Trail Wangaratta 11-8-74.
I've just got an update on that.
Yeah,
it's
scores.
10-5-65 to 12-8-80.
Okay, so 15-point margin to Wangaratta. The Rovers are doing a number on the Raiders 94-30. And here at the McNamara Reserve, as we said before, a 27-point margin to the way of the Albury Tigers. Another stoppage inside forward 50. Who do you think Waters' player of the day could be, Brad Freak, at this stage?
Yeah, I was just having a think of that myself, Panda. Obviously, we know there's some standout players for Myrtleford, but I think Jimmy Grills has been really good for the Albury Tigers on that wing today. Obviously, Riley Bice, Braden O'Hara, just probably the normal
Jacob
progression.
Page has had a good game too, Freaky.
There you go, another one to put to the list as well. Jacob Page as well. A lot of the Albury Tigers midfielders have had good games today.
Tell you what, Simon Curtis and kick in Del Bosco as well might be right up there.
Oh, Panda.
Sam Murray.
Bit of a cheap shot there.
Not a cheap shot. Mitchy's been a brilliant player all year, just stating a few facts. As the hand pass comes out here to Bedendo, he keeps it low down the line, looking for Horrigan, not able to mark it. It will be tossed back into play. Just forward to centre here for the Albury Tigers, who are just doing enough here. 83 plays 56 in this last quarter for APCO Wangaratta. They lead by 27 points. He's one of the best in the business for the Old Town and Country Tavern. Lukey Francis, 15 gone.
Here we go, Panda, having a great day up here at Myrtleford. Pow.
It's going to get better at the pub later.
It will. What are you going to go for?
Oh,
gravy.
Palmy, gravy boat.
Just a bottle of gravy. Winter Irving inside 50 for the Sainers. Guess who? Simon Curtis. He has been wonderful today, this guy. He's got 3, hasn't he, Dan?
He's got 3. He's going for his 4th, and he's had 24 disposals. This will be his 25th as well. He's been Myrtleford's best by country mile today.
Really good delivery by Kyle into Irving as well. Could have easily blazed the way. Had 3 Albury Tigers players right on his hammer, but just lowered the eyes, and beautiful pass to Simon Curtis on a 45-degree angle, probably about 30 metres out.
Tigers lead 83 to 56 over the Sainers. Here goes Simon Curtis. Class act. Let's see if he can kick a goal. Yes, he can.
Yes, he does.
Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. Gee, he's a good player, Panda.
He is.
That is 4 goals. And Freaky, he is just a treat to watch, I reckon.
Yeah, he certainly is. The way he uses the ball, and it's probably been one. He's played a bit more forward this year, but it's probably the first time I've seen him play probably half and half forward and mid.
Yeah.
And just his impact in the game has been a lot greater than some other times. I think we go back to the round 2 game, Luke. He played predominantly in the forward half and only had about 5 or 6 touches for the day,
right,
but
yeah.
kicked 4 goals that day as well. But today, been able to get a lot more influential in the game, move up the ground. Obviously, didn't play last week as well, coming off a bit of a knock. So good for the Saints to get him back because he's such an important player in their cog of the machine.
You're right, Freaky. He usually plays full games somewhere, whether it's the midfield or forward, but today he's actually rotated through and he's been amazing.
4 goals straight, I think, for Simon Curtis. It's one of the best kicks in the competition. Here's Damon Harrington, who kicked a brilliant goal before, out of the middle for the Saints, kicking them to half forward. First there is Hamish Gilmore up against Winter Irving. Bren did really well, and he's going to win a free kick here for holding the ball, is Declan Bren, against Hamish Gilmore, who just dropped it. He's too far out to score. Bren kicks into the pocket, looking for that man Curtis again, up against Daly this time. Spills out towards Sharp. He wanted to push in the back. Booker kicks it off the ground, soccer style. It's through for a minor score. So a late little charge here from Myrtleford. 63 plays 83. The margin is an even 20, but it's too far gone. 17 minutes played in this last quarter for APCO Wangaratta.
O'Brien. It's Byrne, it is, the full-back position. And he wants to come out to Bice. He got played front on by Harrington. And that was Damon, and he's got absolutely no intention of handing the ball back to Bice. So Hunthank's got to come in, give it to his teammate, to Powell. 20-metre kick. Just down in front of our broadcast spot.
He's been good today as well.
And the orange wheels. We're gone close to 18. Final term here, McDonald's time clock. Tigers lead 83 to 63. Now, someone's gone to ground there, Freaky Harrigan. Did he slip over, or did O'Hara get him?
I think O'Hara must have got him. I didn't see that one. I was watching Elliot Powell just as he kicked it. I didn't see the actual incident that the umpire paid the free kick for there. Sorry, Lukey.
It's all right, Freaky. Good job down there.
Well done. You reckon Lukey? He's had a good day?
He's had a good day, that man, Brad Freak. He's a star. How have you gone with the Ashes this week, Pan? Have you caught much, Freaky?
Yes, caught a lot of the Ashes. Probably too much.
Yep.
I'll be up till probably 1:30 tonight, Lukey, watching it. Don't worry about that.
Good on you.
Midnight, I'll be happy.
No, I love it.
You can do better than that, Panda.
Oh, midnight, mate. I'm an early operator.
Sort of that sweetheart's time sort of Panda.
Yeah, when you'll be getting chips, cheese and gravy or something like that, Lukey.
That's
83 plays 63, and Riley Bice is firing on goal for the Tigers. It's wayward, it's out of bounds on the full. It doesn't affect the score. So the Tigers have done enough in this game. They'll keep their spot in the top 3. Of course, Wodonga taking on Wangaratta as well. That'll have big effects on the final 5. The Rovers are home against the Raiders, and Lavington with the bye. North Albury up against Yarrawonga. 20-point lead here to the Tigers. They've done enough against the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Last quarter action for APCO Wangaratta. We've played 19 minutes.
Tom Capillari has turned it over to Parnell He's been very good today, Tom Capillari, but unfortunately didn't see Parnell sweeping in there, Freaky.
No, he certainly didn't. As you touched there, Luke, he has been really good today, Tom Capillari, for the Myrtleford boys, but obviously not his best kick for the day, and obviously young Rory Parnell looking to try and get his name on the score sheet.
Yeah, he's carrying the number 62 Guernsey today. He's only a small player. Let's have a look if Rory can nail this. That's a lovely kick. Has he got it? No, he struck it well, but it's come across to the broadcast side. So 84 plays 63, final term. Tigers up. We've gone 20 minutes on the Macca's time clock. Dan, we'll just get our inside 50 stat for the final term.
For the final term, so Myrtleford have had 8 inside 50s to Albury's 8 as well.
Okay.
Riley Sharp hacks it forward here for the Saints. Bounces off the knee of Lucas Conlon and goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. Of course, Dan Vaccaro and Brad Freak, they'll have to team up for our Ultimate Fastener MVP votes as well. Can you give 3 to Simon Curtis in a losing side?
I think it's safe to say Simon Curtis will feature. But we just need to discuss whereabouts, I think.
So we're 1 in 3 chance.
That's why it's hard to pick the Waters player of the day, because Simon Curtis has probably been the best player on the ground. But do you want to pick someone in a losing side? Would you rather pick someone in the winning side?
Freaky, I'd love nothing more than for you to go with Simon Curtis and interview him after the game.
It'll change the game, won't it?
It'll change the dynamic of the player of the year for the rest of this season.
The rest of O&M Live history is Will
to be honest, in all honesty, he has been the best player on the ground today.
I think so. As Will Unthank came to the
fair.
broadcast side, and there was a good tackle from Capillari on Page, and Capillari looks pretty sore coming to the bench, Freaky.
Yeah, it looks like he might have just copped a bit of a corky.
Stand the walls today, young Capillari.
Just running that one off, he just got to the boundary now. It looks like he might have just got a bit of a knock. Looking to his knee area, but I'll keep an eye on him, boys.
84 plays 63 as the Tigers go back inside 50. Hennessy just protected the drop zone there up against Jacobs.
Oh.
And there's a free kick here holding the ball against Albury. And it's going to go the way of Alex Jacobs. Hardly any time there. He hand passes to Del Bosco, who gets a 1-2 with Booker.
38 disposals for Mitch Del Bosco, boys.
And goes inside 50 to the river end. Picking it up, Levi Young, not quick enough. Unthank had him. Riley Sharp. Tigers have got him. Elliot Powell is there, and so too is Page. Umpire is going to call for it. Now, Panda, your Bombers tonight take on Port. What are your thoughts?
I think we're a very good chance.
Do you really?
Yep. If anyone's going to beat the Power and turn them out, it's going to be us.
No, I like it. I like your confidence.
In what world?
But don't tell me you're going to wear those red Guernseys tonight. They're no good.
It's a home game.
They're bad luck for you blokes. And then we go to Riccardi, and he'll have a shot, Brody, from about 40 out. So they trail 63. Albury are 84. Riccardi goes in. Simon Curtis. This will stamp the papers.
What's he going to do, Freaky? Because he's been
I tell you what, I would not like to be Brad Sprinkles Freak down on the boundary with all the pressure on him.
Is that 27 and kicked 5? He's been the best player.
I'll tell you what, you'll be
He
chased.
hasn't kicked the 5 yet, Dan.
He'll kick it.
Freaky will be chased out of the ground with pitchforks if he doesn't.
It is a Myrtleford Alpine Saints home game.
Oh, look, this is just, it has to go to Curtis. Here he comes. This would make it 5. Has he got
He's still the best
it?
player on the ground.
So he's missed it.
He's still the best player on the ground.
So 84 plays 65. Freaky. A penny for your thoughts.
If he had to kick that one, he would have been a shoo-in, but I can't give it to him now.
He's got an excuse, does our man Sprinkles Freak. All thanks to Waters down on the boundary. Wonderful supporters on O&M Live. So 84 plays 64. It's back to an even 20 on the work locker Wangaratta score. But I tell you what, Freaky, there's a lot of sore boys that have been coming to the benches from both sides, especially Albury.
Yeah, it has been a pretty tough game of footy out there today, obviously, in these muddy conditions. I was just going to touch on, obviously, I know we're joking around with the Waters player of the day, but that has been an asset of Albury's play this year. When they do win games, they have so many even contributors that it is hard to really pick who is the standout player for them. They have so many guys that play their role so well, and that's why they're always at the top end of the table.
I think if you go with an Albury player for player of the day, that's fair enough, and I think the MVP might just have to go to Curtis, maybe.
20-point lead to the Tigers, and we're gone 24. Macca's time clock final term here. This one's brought to you by APCO Wangaratta.
Best servo in the world.
Best servo on the planet, universe, and galaxy. Pow. Pretty big rap, isn't it, really? O'Brien,
Speaking of raps, they got them Brecky ones as well.
Then back to O'Brien. Oh, Jacob's wonderful mark. That is a Mawson's concrete play of the day, a ripper. And he plays on good footy to Young. There's a scuffle on the outer side, Freaky. That's going on. Back to Jacobs, trying to follow up the play. It didn't come off, but loved his endeavour. It was fantastic. The Tigers, they'll bring it away, get one to Hillary, and they come out, Panda.
They do. Big, long, high ball out to the broadcast wing. Garlett's tracking it back. He might have a little bit of foot candy here, Jeffy. Left foot kick was a real tired one. It's a I want this game to end sort of kick. Ball in dispute on the wing. Tyler Harrington just extracts it really well. Spills out here to Damon Harrington. Can you find out if they're brothers, please, Dan? I'd love to know. A Sharp sees it over the boundary line up against Hamish Gilmore. It's going to be tossed back into play just right of our broadcast position. 84-64 on the Work Locker Wangaratta scoreboard. 25 minutes played in this last quarter for APCO Wangaratta.
Boys, Jake Page just took a little knock to the head in that last contest. He's just making his way to the footy, but he is a bit groggy. I think he's going to come off the ground now.
McPherson tumbling ball inside 50. Good mark to Burn. APCO Wangaratta, greatest service station in the history of mankind. Here's Grills. Down the line to Heiner Hennessy. I don't know if we can come up for any more, Dan. Panda, what do you...
That's a pretty good wrap-up.
And then a good mark taken forward by Jacob Conlon. Freaky.
Yeah, he's been has been pretty quiet today, as we've touched on. Hasn't kicked a goal, but I think Riley Forrest is probably
brilliant job.
You can say that he's won that battle fair and squarely. He's been outstanding for Myrtleford today. I thought when you came into the game, you would have seen Riley Forrest line up against Jacob Conlon. He probably would have been licking his lips a little bit, but Riley's been he's been outstanding today.
Wow. Here goes Jacob Conlon. It's a tough angle. Oh, there's the old Myrtleford Saints Carhorn trying to put him off. And has he got it? Jacob, he's a beautiful kick. That's a ripper. Gee, that's a beauty. So that's 90 playing 64 now. In the final turn, Dan Vaccaro, the Tigers safely home.
He just says, shove the horn up your clacker, Myrtleford fan. So what a good finish there. And she's all over at the McNamara Reserve. Myrtleford a gallon in defeat. But a brilliant finish there by Albury. Actually won the inside 50 count Myrtleford this quarter with 11 to Albury's 9. So in that regard, they were respective and they battled all day. Simon Curtis, boys, 27 goals, 4 goals. He's, in my opinion, probably the best player on the ground. Elliot Powell, he's had 5 this last quarter as well, which had 19 for the day. Braden O'Hara's been really good with 22 touches, and Jacob Page as well with 20 respectively as well.
Could ask Craig Miller at the start of the day that Jacob Conlon will only kick the 1 goal and you'll have a real crack. He probably would have taken that. So the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, 64 plays 90. Gallon in defeat today after copping a bit of a hiding last week. They love playing here in the Alpine Valley. Tommy O'Brien running away with it. Left foot kick inside 50. Brave mark. Absolutely wonderful mark from Alex Jacobs, who had no idea what was coming from behind him. That is a Mawson's concrete play of the day. That's a couple now for Alex Jacobs. Meanwhile, Tyler Harrington, left foot kick was dangerous, and it comes out here to Riley Sharp, who's battled hard all day, arcs around and just runs into a Tiger and then runs into a little bit of trouble. Tom Capillari on the far side, left foot kick, hooks it around the corner. Levi Young leapt really early up against Will Unthank. McPherson keeps it in, dribbles it inside 50. We've had trouble with that siren all day. A little blow, siren, but a big win to the Albury Tigers, who claim a big 4 points in round 11 SSNA Ovens and Murray action, and a really good game of footy. 13-12-90, 26-point victors over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, 9-10-64. That last quarter went 28 minutes. A good win to the Tigers and a good effort from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, Lukey Francis.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right, Pandas. So the Tigers have travelled up to the McNamara Reserve this afternoon. They take the points to round 11. Look, the Saints very good today, a lot better than what they were 7 days ago against the Panthers, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough to get home today. Now Freaky is out on the ground. Look at him in those big wheels, Dan Vaccaro. Well, this has been...
You got a big job in your hand, Freaky. There's actually... there's not many players that I could... Albury have just been really solid all through the middle, but I reckon it will be out of, in my opinion, I reckon O'Hara was great, I reckon Jacob Page was great, and I reckon Jimmy Grills. So I reckon the 3 that he's going to toss up, but unless he can throw a spanner in the works, I don't know.
I've got one of them, so I'll just leave it at that much for you, Dan.
It doesn't give away too much, right?
So he's got it from the winning team. So
at least we think alike, me and Freaky, in this field. Usually Monty likes to throw up a bit of a different one that creates a bit of controversy, but I think we're going pretty safe here.
Yeah, so look at the great Blake Escott making his way out there in those white sort of slipper-style shoes, aren't they? They're sort of, they're a bit funny.
Yeah, match his hair colour.
Guys I've ever seen, Dan. Look at this. Is shocking. Just dawdling around. Brad Freak out there for Waters. Panda, look at Panda's on the mobile. He'd be, what would Panda be doing now? He'd be on eBay trying to buy a new pair of shoes, I'd say.
I don't know what he's going with here.
Oh, please.
But he is just...
Yep.
Yeah, he's not looking good, Panda.
Okay, the Waters player of the day is going to be Jimmy Grills, and we'll go down to Freaky now. What have you got?
Is just...
Yep.
Yeah, he's not looking good, Panda.
Okay, the Waters player of the day is going to be Jimmy Grills, and we'll go down to Freaky now. What have you got for us, mate?
Yeah, I got Jimmy Grills here, Waters player of the day, mate. Hard-fought game in the end. You must have been coming up here today. A really good contest that the Myrtleford Saints put with you.
Yeah, we always know coming up here they've got a good fight in them, and obviously they love their home deck and their crowd gets into it. But yeah, no, it was a good day for us.
And a couple of young boys obviously debuting for the club today in such a hard-fought game. You must be really pleased to see the young guys keep coming through the Albury Tigers.
Yeah, it was really good to get Hazy in for his first game and obviously get him the win. And then obviously young Rory, he played really well today, both of them, so it's good to get him in.
And you're always such an even contribution of the team. It's probably one of the best assets of your side. You must be really pleased with how the team is playing as a whole at this point of the season.
Yeah, we really like to have that. Obviously 22 blokes it takes to win big games, so we like to have even contribution.
All right, too easy, Grillsy. Thanks, mate. Waters player of the day.
There he was. Jimmy Grills has taken it out. So he's done a Scotty Mont. He's plucked one out of nowhere. Dan and Jimmy Grills.
Oh, look, I think Jimmy Grills is really solid all day, especially off the half-back line. His kicking is just exquisite. He's probably the best kick on the ground between the two teams, to be honest. So he's a fantastic ball user and a well-deserved player of the day. So well done, Freaky. I have to give you a bit of credit there, mate.
Thanks, mate. I'll sleep well tonight then.
Thanks, mate.
He always finds so much space, doesn't he?
Panda's shoes are just lighting up McNamara Reserve.
Yeah, they are.
They are glistening.
There's no need to turn the lights on here.
You don't even notice the greys in his hair with those shoes.
Absolutely glowing, aren't they? Look at he's typing away on that handpiece down there.
Oh, he's got his.
Look at Freaky here. Freaky. What do you think of Panda's shoes?
Well, I was going to wear white wheels like that, and then I knew where we were coming, so I thought against it. So that's why I put the work boots on.
You'd be a bit smart about it, wouldn't you? Unlike someone.
You would have thought so.
Yeah. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So Freaky goes down underneath for the... to try and grab the song here for the Albury Tigers this afternoon, and they've been good winners, Dan, haven't they, up at the McNamara Reserve. Now, you'll see the Saints still out in the ground here, so Craig Miller the captain...
rallying them in, I think.
Yeah, just calling them in.
If you know their senior figures like Curtis and Mitch Del Bosco and whatnot, getting them in, they'll be really positive about today's game, and they'll just say, "Don't lose that. We continue our season from here." That was an impressive
rebound performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Such a young team. They took the game on, beaten Albury at their own game for a half, just about, and they were fantastic in so many areas. Their leaders are unbelievable. You talk about Mitch Del Bosco, 38 disposals. Simon Curtis was best on ground today, and he'll feature in that MVP as well. So he was just fantastic.
Rightio, here we go. Here's the Tigers.
Tigers home by 26 points over a very gallant Myrtleford Alpine Saints. My white sneakers are not white anymore. I'm a little bit dirty, Lukey
What were you
Francis.
thinking, young man?
I know. Well, I just completely forgot when I put these on that I'll go out and take a photo. Usually it's a Dan Vaccaro sort of job, but that's what you do.
He's here
as the leader of the team.
Eating the Sour Patch Kids.
He is. 26 point the margin to the Albury Tigers over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. When we come back, our APCO Wangaratta post-game show. A gallant effort from the Saints. The Tigers too good. Home by 26. Remember, on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.